Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game. the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of High School Football on SummitCitySports.com. I am Rex Smith, joined by Joe Walburn tonight. We'll have more from Joe in just a little bit on tonight's matchup between the Norwell Knights visiting the Concordia Cadets in Class 3A. This is the second round of Sectional 27. Should have a great matchup tonight, but first, before we get started, we do want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with more than 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard in Fort Wayne. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more, all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Trust Kurtz Mio to give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust them to power wash your home as well. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. The world is waiting for you to make a difference in a way that only you can. Discover your strengths at Indiana Wesleyan University's residential campus in Marion, Indiana. Visit indwes.edu. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for more than 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment only at Big-Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving consistent food since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. Family-owned, they pride themselves in great quality. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. You can count on them to provide your system with a solution that fits your unique needs. And Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in their new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. Well, as I mentioned, we have a great matchup for you tonight between the visiting Norwell Knights and Concordia Cadets, as I am joined by Joe Walburn. Happy to be with you tonight.
It's nice to be with you, Rex, to work with you. You're stuck with me tonight, so no Joe Parson, but I'm with you tonight, man. We're going to have a lot of fun, and you mentioned it. This will be a great matchup in the playoffs tonight.
Absolutely. Well, let's start with the home team, Concordia. They had a 4-5 regular season, won in their first round against Mahoney, 42-21, and that's a team that lost their first two regular season games and then won 7 straight, so they were rolling. So definitely a good, impressive win for Concordia. And they're not too far from success at this program here. They had the 2016 championship, so they'd like to get back to that type of success here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And playing in the Summit Athletic Conference, they're always battle-tested for the playoffs. When you look over the last 4 years, Coach Manigal is 10-2 in the playoffs. So when Concordia drops down to 3A, Rex, they're very difficult to deal with the 3A football. And that was a Mahoney team that was very decorated that Concordia handled last week, and they did it with balance on offense. I love what Concordia did. They ran the big back back Amir Drew. I got Tommy Norris with me at night, and Tommy Norris always says, if you have a good back with good feet, you run them. And last week, Amir Drew, 154 yards rushing, had a touchdown. And then Brandon Davis was very disciplined in the pocket. In the last couple of weeks with Northside and Mahoney, Brandon Davis has been very efficient. Decision-making is good. Only threw the ball 17 times last week, but completed 11, Rex, and he threw for 2 touchdowns. So overall, over 400 yards of offense for Concordia last week, and that defense got it done. And we know how good Cam Johnson is, but 9 tackles. They've been using him on the edge, Rex, so they've been kind of setting the edge with Cam Johnson. And I think the defense really, with the schedule Concordia's played, to only give up 280 yards a game, I think the defense is very underappreciated for Concordia. So the key for Concordia this year, though, has been turnovers. And at one point in the season, Concordia was net -8 in turnovers. So that number continues to come down. They're down to -2. So they played better with the turnovers the last 2 weeks. And by doing that, it protects their defense and they can use their offense. But overall, Concordia, and we talked about it before, Rex, Concordia has awesome weapons on offense. So they get a big line, about 260 across the front. That's a big line for 3A football. So if Concordia protects the football and gets the ball to their big back and their weapons, they're going to be difficult for Norwell to deal with.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of spread offense from them. They've
Absolutely.
got those 4 receivers you're going to see tonight, led by Jalen Vanderbosch. Of course, you have Kindig and Parnan and Tyler Grossman all out there for Brandon Davis to throw the ball to.
Yeah, what's interesting is you make a great point with the spread offense, and that's what makes the run game so good for Concordia. And you look at the numbers on Vanderbosch and Grossman. When you combine those 2 players, over 60 catches, over 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. So Brandon Davis can sling it. Now, everybody says on Brandon Davis, but what about the interceptions, Joe? 15 interceptions on the year. But get this. Even with the 15 interceptions, Rex, he has a quarterback rating of 130. So that tells you he's thrown for 1,800 yards. So when Davis throws the football, it's going to be a big play. And if I'm Coach Manigault, I'm really excited because the last 3 to 4 weeks, it feels like Brandon Davis is growing up as a quarterback and he's making better decision-making. I felt like last week with Mahoney, he really let the game come to him. I thought the decision-making was good, and Concordia really kept Mahoney, on their heels with the play calling, because you have a great back in Drew who has the power and the feet with the one cut and go, and then you get good decision-making out of your quarterback. Concordia is going to be a difficult team to deal with, and I feel like, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I think whoever wins this game tonight, Rex, no disrespect to Peru and Heritage, but whoever's going to win this game tonight is going to be a heavy favorite next week in the sectional. If you're Concordia, a little bit of a tough season, but if you win tonight, you're 6-5. You win next week, all of a sudden you got 7 wins in the sectional. And again, like I mentioned before, Coach Manigault is very difficult to deal with in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned turnovers. That was what cost them last year in their sectional loss against Belmont. I was on the call for that game. Amir Drew had a couple of fumbles. It was a very rainy evening. Of course, they're going to hope and try and not do that tonight. Let's talk about Norwell just a little bit. They also had a 4-5 regular season. They won their first-round matchup against Belmont 49-0. Last year, they lost in the first round to West Noble, so already a little bit improvement from last year for them, but they'd like to keep going further.
Yeah, big time, the improvement this year. Coach Gerber, this is his 4th year, and really when you have a program, and as you know, Rex, your 3rd and 4th year, you want to begin to see that improvement. When we took over the program was really down. And this year, now they're up to 5 wins now. Last year, only 2 wins. So you're seeing that, and people say, well, now, wait a minute, Joe, those 5 wins, those opponents, that record for their opponents is only 6-34. That's not that impressive. But I would counter back with this and say, look, of the 3 losses, they've been by 8 points. So Leo, DeKalb, and Columbia City, they lost 3 games by 8 points. And if you watch the tape on the Leo game, they dominated that game. They just turned the ball over. And what's interesting is, the Achilles heel for Concordia this season has been turnovers, as you mentioned. Norwell comes in -8 in turnovers, so they're in the same boat. And what's hurt Norwell this year, Rex, has been the fumbles. Norwell has 21 turnovers, and that's tough when you have a power rushing attack and when you want to play good defense to have that many turnovers. So that's the key for Norwell. Norwell's not very big. Also, Norwell has 7 two-way players. So they got a lot of guys that are playing offensive line and defensive line, so that's an advantage for Concordia. Try to wear them down. But Norwell is a team that's very tough, not the biggest, but very physical. And they want to come out and run the football, and they're averaging 5.5 yards per carry this season. And that's against competition. Look, East Noble in their conference is number 1 on 4A. You got the big team in DeKalb. You got Columbia City. You got Leo. So they are really battle-tested, and I think some of those county teams are a little bit underappreciated, but Norwell wants to come out. They want to protect the football. They want to run the ball. They have a good back in Max Ringer, almost 900 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry. So for Norwell, they want to control the ball. They want to run the football and not commit the turnovers. And defensively is where I think Norwell can really hang their hat, Rex, because they're only giving up 190 yards a game on defense. And I was very impressed with that because when I broke the game down, Norwell has held their opponents, Rex, to 1,100 fewer yards. So that tells me that they're getting off the field. They're creating some turnovers, too. They've created 13 turnovers in the season. They're tackling well. So Norwell's very disciplined, very tough. And what they're hoping for tonight is a couple of Concordia mistakes. They get their power run game going, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a ball game.
And you talk about their ground and pound. That also starts with the junior quarterback, Eli Riley.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the biggest, 5'11", 145, but extremely tough. He's thrown for 900 yards. He's only completing 44% of his passes. But that's a little bit deceiving because Norwell, when they throw the ball, they don't throw a lot of high percentage passes. They want to throw a lot of fades because their goal is to stretch that defense so they can run the ball. But what's impressive with Eli Riley, and you mentioned this, Rex, 6.5 yards per carry. So he has the ability to step back in the pocket. He might throw it, but you have to account for him. And that's going to be the key for the Concordia defense. Last week when we were down at Mahoney, their quarterback just wasn't a threat to run the ball, and he definitely wasn't a threat to throw the ball. So Concordia didn't have to account for him. So Concordia could really come up to the line of scrimmage and get in those gaps and stop that run game. It's a different deal tonight because Norwell has a quarterback in Riley that can throw it a little bit, but he can run too. So that's something that Concordia is going to have to account for.
Strong run games on both sides. You might think that old saying, you win at the line of scrimmage, you win the game, is going to be very true tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right, definitely. That's a good point. And I feel like Concordia, and Tommy and I talked about this in the way over, Concordia's 260 across the O-line. That's big. Norwell's only about 215 across the line. But I tell you what, sometimes you get a couple of really athletic guards that can pull or trap, and all of a sudden you got a little bit of a run game. But you're right. This is a game that's going to be won at the point of attack in the line of scrimmage. If I'm Concordia's defense, I've got to win on first down. And that's what Concordia did last week against Mahoney. Mahoney came in with a back he was really that little. He was just as good as advertised. His feet were so good. But Concordia squeezed the line of scrimmage, and they won at the point of attack. So all of a sudden, Mahoney was 2nd and 8. 3rd and 7, and they were always behind the chains, and it put the pressure on the quarterback to throw the 3 picks last week. And what was interesting on those 3 picks was they all went to the Vanderbosches. I mean, Jalen got 2 and Cam got 1, but that's what Concordia has to do tonight. They need to win on first down and make Eli Riley have to get in 2nd and long and 3rd and long and throw that football, and it'll be interesting. But this is as big a game as this is for Concordia. This is a huge game for Norwell because for Coach Gerber, this is the 4th year. You're 5-5. Again, whoever wins this game is going to be a heavy favorite next week. Think if you're Coach Gerber, Rex, 2 wins last year. All of a sudden, you pull this off tonight. You beat Peru next week. All of a sudden, you got 7 wins in the sectional championship. What does that do for Norwell's program?
That definitely moves them forward. We can say that.
Bingo. So it's great. So you can't beat this. I mean, high school football is the best. We loved it last week down at Mahoney. The facilities were fantastic, and the kids play so hard. And not only here, but also up on the Summit City platform, big games all over. How about that Carroll Snyder rematch? We were there for the first one, and oh man, was that a that was a street fight, that first one. But then, Dwanger's over with Northside. Northrop goes up to Goshen. We'll see what Lures does with Eastside. Everybody thinks Lures doesn't have a chance against Eastside. Not so fast. I think Lures will play that game tough, and Homestead's down at Noblesville. So great matchups, and the playoffs, it's good to see the 5A and 6A played tonight, so now the playoffs really get going, Rex.
Yeah, we talked about this before we came on the air tonight. The SAC is a tough conference, and Joe mentioned this a couple times. The winner of this matchup tonight is going to face off against the winner of tonight's Peru and Heritage game, and that's for a chance at a sectional championship and advancing to regionals. That game being played tonight, and then the winners will face off next week as we are just moments away from kickoff here. We are at Zollner Stadium in Fort Wayne. We thank you for joining us. Should be a great matchup tonight, Joe.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup, and this is why you run all the wind sprints and you lift the weights for games like this. So a huge game, and it's going to be exciting to be back over here. It's funny, we really liked Concordia on the turf last week. I mean, it was fun to watch Amir Drew run all over the turf, but tonight it feels a little bit more like the football with the mud and the ground and pound. And let's see how Norwell responds. And we're going to find out tonight. We've heard a lot about that Northeast, that county football, how good it's been. We're going to find out tonight to see how Norwell responds.
Yep, it is Concordia to kick off to start things off tonight. Norwell back to receive as we get you all set. 12 minutes on the clock, and here we go. The kick is up in the start of the game here as it is fielded by Norwell down by the 20. A little bit of room to run, breaks a couple tackles, gets up near the 35, and that is where Norwell will start the game on offense.
Yeah, and that's Sam Walker, the H-back, 5'11", 185. When I broke the game down, I was surprised that Sam Walker doesn't get a lot of carries, but I think Sam Walker, talking to Coach Gerber before the game, he's their toughest kid. He's their H-back, and the reason that Ringer gets all the big yards is because Walker opens those holes and makes those big blocks.
Walker, a senior, like most high school kids, plays both sides of the ball as Eli Riley is under center. Speaking of Walker, has a man in motion, gets the pitch to the right, kind of stumbles and falls down, going to lose yardage there.
Well, I just said Walker never gets the football, and right there he gets the ball on the first carry. And I tell you what, though, you get that ball, you got to plant that outside leg and get upfield and get those positive yards, because if I'm Walker, I'm not getting the ball much. I want to be able to take advantage of those carries.
Second and a little bit longer now to go for Norwell.
Concordia stacked at linebacker with Sam Hudson and Matt Gegling. Awesome players in the middle for Concordia.
Mentioned the Vanderbosch twins as well as another run here. Right up the middle, gets back into positive yardage for Norwell. Straight up the gut, going to make it third, and we'll call it 7.
And this is where Norwell is a little bit uncomfortable. You know, they didn't get much on first down, so they got behind the chains. Now it's 3rd and 7, and Eli maybe 3rd and 6. Eli Riley is going to have to put the ball in the air, and they've got a good receiver in Isaiah Breggy, 6'1", 178, the junior. He's averaging 20 yards per catch, Rex, so that might be an option for Riley to get the ball out to Breggy.
We'll see what Riley can do through the air. We talked about the statistics just in the pregame moments ago, how he likes to run a little bit more than pass. Has a man in motion, takes the snap, another run, and Concordia is all over it, and they're going to get a stop on 3rd down here.
Yeah, very conservative by Norwell, and I guess that Coach Gerber might play a little bit of the field position. I think I would have put that ball in the air, but Coach Gerber's being very patient. But, you know, last week we talked about all the players that stepped up. That defensive line for Concordia stepped up, too. I know Mechanical got a lot of rush yards, but when Concordia needed the stops, they got it. And I punt the ball here if I'm – okay, yeah. I thought Norwell was considering going for it. You got to punt the ball here.
Yeah. It looked like they were going to for a second. No one back for Concordia right now. Norwell gets set up here. It is 4th and 4. Low kick, and they'll just let it bounce down to about the 20, go past to the 19-yard line. And now Brandon Davis in that Concordia offense will take the field for the first time tonight, and they'll try and move the ball down the field, Joe.
Yeah, 51% completions on the year, Rex. Over 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns. Playing his best football when it matters in playoff time. And if I'm Coach Manigal, I come out and I attack here. I really want to create some momentum. I want to spread them out with my spread offense, throw some short passes, then I want to run my big back.
Yeah, you'll oftentimes see Concordia line up with trips to the left or trips to the right, and Amir Drew in that backfield. A lot of options on this offense. And Davis does have trips to the right. Drew set behind him. Davis takes the snap, the handoff to Drew. He's going to run right. He's got a little bit of room. Gets up to about the 24-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, and that's a good play. That's a good start. It's about 5 yards on that, and they want to spread you out and attack you with the back. And they also, what's interesting with Coach Manigal is he'll throw the short passes. You know, he'll run the power game, but then all of a sudden he'll hit you with the option. He shows you a lot of different – he can do a lot of different things out of a lot of different formations. So you really, if you're Norwell, you have to account for a lot of different things that Coach Manigal will throw at you, Rex.
Done a lot of Concordia games this year. They're in their home black jerseys. Hard to see those numbers, so forgive me right away if I make a mistake. Another handoff to Drew right up the middle. That time, the Norwell going to get a stop. Only gets about a yard.
Yeah, and that's good defense. Look like Cale Gray out there, the defensive end. He's a senior. He's been a heck of a player for Norwell. 6'1", 231, number 45, and he's their disruptor on the edge. 26 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss. And when I broke Norwell down, he gave a lot of teams problems trying to get him blocked.
Brings up 3rd and 3. Does Davis air it out here, or does he hand the ball off to Drew one more time?
This is where I work with my slots and throw the short pass.
Davis takes the snap, looking to throw. Has some time here. Throws over the middle. A big hit. Almost caught. Dangerous play, though.
Dangerous play. Yeah, I was trying to stick that ball to Grossman in there, and as a quarterback, you can't be late, Rex. You got to take that read. That was a quick slant. You have to throw that slant on time, and when Davis hesitated, his eyes brought the safety down, and that was a good job by Dehoff to come down from Norwell and take that away. So we heard good things about the Norwell defense. How about that for the first possession?
Concordia now will punt it away. Bailey back for Norwell. Good kick here. Fair catch at the 43-yard line, and Norwell will have some pretty good field position to start off here.
Yeah, good defense, good start for Norwell. Now, it'd be so tempting if you're Coach Gerber to come out here and throw a first-down play-action pass, because Concordia expects you to come out. They expect you to hand the ball off to Max Ringer and run off tackle. Boy, it'd be tempting to run a play-action pass, Rex, on first down. Huh? That's kind of the old quarterback talking to you. Huh? Just put the ball in the air, huh, baby?
It feels like you want to be out there yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love these games.
All righty, let's see what Norwell comes out with here. Looking to pass here, no play action, but going long, has a man, but it's out of the reach of everyone, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, he was trying to throw a seam route to Sam Walker out there, and that's okay. You don't want to get behind down distance, but that pass, what it does is that's going to back up the Concordia corners, and it's going to back up the safeties. So now you might have a little better lanes to run the football, but let's see if Norwell runs it here, and then see if they attack the edge of Concordia's defense.
So far, a couple Sam Walkers that we didn't think he'd get the ball as much have not seen Max Ringer yet.
Yeah, every play's been to Sam Walker, and we broke it down. Sam Walker never got the ball, huh?
Riley under center. 8:15 to go in the first quarter. Looking to throw once again, rolling to the right. Now he's got some room to run, and he will take it. Gets up near the first down, gets it and more, all the way across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and how about that speed? And that's what Riley brings to the quarterback position. Mahoney didn't have that in their quarterback last week. You saw when Riley recognized how open that was, he planted his outside leg and got upfield. You see that burst of speed? That's a little bit that what he can give you at the quarterback position. So good recognition, a good play out of the quarterback position for Riley.
Ball actually up to the 43-yard line where it is 1st and 10. Riley under center once again. New set of downs. Takes the snap this time. He will hand it off. Runs right up the middle, and Concordia stuffs it.
Yeah, they wanted to run that counter tray action, and Concordia is just too good at linebacker. And we talked about Hudson and Matt Coughlin. Cooper Harris has been awesome this year. Cam Johnson on the edge. I mean, that Concordia defense has been underrated because the offense has so many turnovers. That defense has been put in some tough positions, but that's a good defense. So nice job to stop that counter motion and stop that run play.
That was Ringer who got the handoff there, his first time touching the ball tonight. Riley, shotgun this time. Takes a snap, has Ringer to the right. He's going to keep it himself, and he'll run right, has a little bit of room, and gets a couple yards out of it down close to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a good fill out there by Vanderbosch from the safety position. Riley's trying to get that edge out of that shotgun. That's just an old-fashioned 18 sweep out of the shotgun, but Vanderbosch comes down and fills that edge. So good defense for Concordia, and already a big play early on in the first quarter, a big third down for Norwell.
Yeah, brings up 3rd and 8. You might think this is 4-down territory here for them, though.
Yeah, definitely. I would think so, too.
We'll see if they go to the air here, go conservative, and try to use 2 downs to get this first down conversion here. Riley takes the snap. Drops back. Concordia's pressuring. Riley running to the left. We do have a flag on the field. Riley loses his footing and will step out of bounds, losing yardage.
Yeah, and that's great push up front by Sam Hudson. Hudson comes in, Rex, with 6 sacks. You're going to have holding on Norwell, and that was a hold on Hudson. So Norwell wants to throw the ball, and Riley has got to recognize he has to get rid of that football. You hang in that pocket, you're not going to have that much time. And then when that pocket breaks down, when you begin to roll to your left, it just takes away what you want to do. So that's going to be a devastating penalty. We'll see if Concordia refuses it, but That's good defense for Concordia. Now it's 4th down, and do you go for it or do you punt the ball and try to pin them deep?
Brings up 4th and 12. You'd think they have to go to the air here if they would, but they are going to punt it away.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. Play the field position, believe in your defense, and be patient.
And it is actually number 11, Riley, back there to punt it away. Low kick once again. And Concordia is just going to let it bounce. A very good Norwell bounce here, down inside the 10, all the way to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, well done. And Norwell's got a good coach in Coach Gerber, and they're improving every year. And their special teams are well coached. So good decision by Coach Gerber, and you can see that patience and that belief in the defense. And we talked about only 190 yards a game given up on defense. They forced 13 turnovers, and the other thing that I really liked about their defense, Rex, is they're holding their opponents to 27% on 3rd down. That's a nice number.
That is a very good number as we are at 6:46 to go in the first quarter. No score so far. Concordia gets the ball once again. They'll have to essentially go the length of the field here to get 6 up on the board. Davis in shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to throw from his own end zone. Now he's going to roll and kind of a sidearm throw there up to the 10, and the ref says it was not caught.
Yeah, I thought Grossman had that one, but that's going to be incomplete. And I'm going to tell you what, Concordia's not going to like to hear this. They're lucky because I saw a hold in the end zone. You got to be real careful. It's easy to come out and say, we're going to throw the ball and attack. But if you get a hold in that end zone, that's going to be a safety. So you can't latch on. You got to let go at some point because Norwell, I'll tell you, I'm impressed, Rex. Norwell's getting a little bit of a pass rush so far.
And the one thing we talked about in the pregame is Norwell's looking for Concordia to make a mistake here and there. That would have been one of those mistakes.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Davis set to take the snap once again. This time going to hand it off to Drew. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, good push up front. And again, that defensive end, Cale Gray, 6'1", 231. And also the linebacker, a name to listen to, too, Joel Riekenberger, number 9 out there. He comes in with 50 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss. So Norwell's been strong up front. And I'm telling you, you had to when you play East Noble, DeKalb, Columbia City, Leo. You're playing power rushing teams, and only 3.8 yards per carry given up defensively, so they've held up at the point of attack. So now this is danger time if you're Concordia. You got to be very careful here, being deep in your own end.
Yeah, forward progress got Drew a yard on that last play, brings up 3rd and 9. You'd think they'd go to the air here. 4 receivers out on the field. Davis looking, has a man but throws wide of him. Looked like it was Vanderbosch, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, he had Vanderbosch, and that time Davis rushed the pass a little bit. He's got to settle those feet and point that shoulder and step into that throw because that was an out to the short side, and he had the play, Rex. He's just got to believe that that play is going to be there, but that kind of tells you that that pass rush is bothering him a little bit.
Yeah, and Vanderbosch had a little bit of room to run. If that ball was on target, he could have picked up that first down. So now Concordia set to punt from deep in their own end zone. Should set up good field position for the Knights. High kick, not going to go very far. Fielded at about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a good job. I tell you, that's Leighton Bailey that comes up and makes that catch, and that's what you want. That's being disciplined, and you see that punt by Gerber really pays off. He trusts his defense, and look how he flips the field, and now an awesome opportunity for Norwell on Concordia's 29, maybe to get the first points of the game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so far Norwell winning at the line of scrimmage, and that's now allowed them to win the field position game as well. This is great starting field position. Riley under center, a little bit of I formation here. Handoff to Ringer to the right. Gets maybe a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, and that's great push up front on the Concordia defense. You know, Ringer wants to hit that hole and make that read, but Concordia's feeling looked like Matt Gagline that time, the linebacker. You know, he comes in with 53 tackles, 4.5 tackles for a loss. He had 7.5 tackles last week against Mechaniqua. And, you know, he's only 5'11", 170, but he plays like he's 220. He just fills the hole and makes every tackle. So we'll see if Norwell puts the ball up here in the second down, or they just stick with that run game.
And you got to think all week long under Coach Manigault that the thing in practice was to be ready for Ringer.
Absolutely, and that's what they're doing, and Concordia is all over the run game. So if you're Norwell, how do you attack it? I think on third down here, this would be a great call for a screen because Concordia is going to be so super aggressive with their defensive line. Maybe I run a screen with Walker, but you got to mix it up a little bit and stretch the defense. But I think with the aggressiveness and the chasing of the Concordia defense, a screen here would be a great call.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. Jace Cheney, bottom of your screen, far to the left. Riley takes the snap a little bit high, looking to throw. Is it intercepted? It is intercepted by Concordia, and he's got some room to run here. Still going past midfield, still going, and this will go all the way for Concordia. Yes, he will. Jalen Vanderbosch with the pick 6 for the Cadets.
2 weeks in a row, Rex, and that time Riley stared down his wide receiver, and Vanderbosch, 6'2", 185, he's so rangy at that safety position, and that was the play he made last week against Mahoney. Recognizes Riley's eyes. Riley kind of locks in on that wide receiver, and a huge play by Vanderbosch. And how about the athletic move to get by Riley? And wow, bookmark that play. Huge defensive play for Concordia.
Yeah, we'll get you that replay in a little bit. Have to think that might end up on our Summit City Sports top 10 plays of the week as they are set to kick the extra point here. Vanderbosch, you mentioned it, 2 weeks in a row. And that kick is right through the middle. 7-0 Concordia.
Yeah, that's just big, and that's just Concordia not respecting Norwell's pass game. It's so hard as a quarterback because you got to make those reads, and it's so easy to lock in on that wide receiver. And Vanderbosch is, he was second team all-conference. He's a tremendous safety, and just to make that play, that's a huge play, and that's got to be so frustrating for Coach Gerber because you're off to a good start. You got third down. You've spent the whole first quarter winning the field position battle, and then an athlete like Vanderbosch just changes everything with the play.
And you just saw the athleticism on the replay. They're able to make 2 men miss, cut back to the middle of the field, run that down in there for a touchdown. Great play by Vanderbosch. And so we talked about that Norwell was hoping Concordia would make a few mistakes, but there's the mistake by Norwell that goes to the advantage of Concordia.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Norwell comes in -8 in turnovers, and you mentioned it too, Rex. You said Concordia is so strong with their positional players that if Norwell makes a mistake, Concordia will make them pay. So not only the interception, he takes it all the way to the house. So what a big play for Concordia.
And we talked about Concordia's defense coming into this as well. And that just showed it right there. As they do a little onside kick, Concordia will do this quite often. We will get a flag, though. Not sure if it didn't make it the full 10 yards. Ball is near midfield.
That's Coach Manigault. That's rolling those dice. It was touched by Concordia before it went 10 yards. So kind of like that Oklahoma game last week that broke my heart. I had futures ticking on Oklahoma.
Oh, boy.
And I fall asleep at 17-7, Oklahoma, right? We had to do some business all morning. I come home, I get a sandwich, I fall asleep. They're going to win, right? 17-7, 25-point favorite. I wake up and it's 48-23, and I'm screaming in my basement, what happened? What happened? My wife runs downstairs. What are you talking about? But that's how the Oklahoma game ended. They touched that ball before it went 10 yards. So I love Coach Manigault, but really for Norwell, a break in a short field, good teams answer, and Norwell has to answer.
So the great field position spoiled by Jalen Vanderbosch's pick 6. Norwell gets the ball again right at the 49-yard line, and Riley will run it, get a couple yards.
Yeah, nice job by Cooper Harris to come down, make that tackle. And, Concordia's doing a good job of getting off blocks. Norwell wants to set that edge so bad, but as you know, Rex, when you play that defensive end position or corner, you have to keep that outside arm free and get upfield and make them play between those boxes, and Concordia does that.
Brings up 2nd and 8, 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Concordia up 7-0 here at Zollner Stadium. Riley takes the snap once again. This is the handoff to Walker. Gets a couple yards once again, but Concordia's defense has been pretty strong tonight.
Yeah, it has been. I like that misdirection play call with, I like how they ran that, Rex, but the linebackers are so good for Concordia, and they're so well coached, and they drop him quickly. So it's a situation where for Norwell to be successful tonight, they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit. And, again, I would run a screen play here if I was Norwell.
And I mentioned it in the pregame as well. About this time last year, Concordia had a loss that they thought should have been a victory, and now I think they're playing like they've got something to prove here tonight. Riley, little throw, a little bit of a screen attempt there. We'll see if they call it an interception. They'll say it hit the ground first. Concordia almost with another turnover there.
Yeah, and what Riley has to do on that, he has to backpedal a couple more steps and be patient, then throw it. That screen was there, but you can't throw it too early, and if it's a middle screen, you can't throw it high. So
yeah.
Norwell's lucky that doesn't get picked off, but it's funny you mentioned that. After Concordia won last week, they chanted they wanted Belmont tonight, which is because they were still feeling that loss from last year, that game that you did, Rex.
It was a very close game. Tough game for Concordia, that's for sure. As the punt will once again bounce down to about the 15, 16-yard line. No return chances so far for Concordia tonight, but they'll get the ball once again with 2:30 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, let's see if Concordia can crank their offense up, and if they can, it could be maybe potential danger time for Norwell. So let's see how aggressive Concordia is throwing the football in this series, and Norwell again hopes to play D and win the field position and maybe tighten the game up, but let's see if Brandon Davis can get going tonight.
Davis has the call from his head coach, runs back out to the huddle, ready to set up his team on offense. Amir Drew still out there, had a heck of a regular season once again this year for Concordia. Just a junior, got a lot of run last year as a sophomore. We're sure we'll see great things from him next year, but let's focus on tonight right now as Davis, little play action here over to Drew, gets up to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, they come out and run a little option game. I thought Drew was going to get the corner, but you got to love it when the quarterback plays safety on defense too. I played one game at safety when I was a quarterback, and I tell you what, it's just too much hitting for me. But that time Eli Riley comes up. I thought Drew had a lane on the option, but Riley comes up and drops him. So nice play by Eli Riley. And you got to love it when your quarterback has 36 tackles on the year. Tough kid.
We talked about hitting, though. It is cold out there tonight,
so
it's a little breezy, so that adds a little bit of a sting to those hits as Davis throws on second down, has a man, it's caught, and that will bring up third and short.
Yeah, and that one was on time. Looked like Grossman had that one. We'll check that number and see. But that one, that time, Rex, was on time. Davis throws the slant, and you got to throw that slant on time. So maybe Davis begins to warm up. This is a big play here. So if Norwell can get a stop here and get the ball back, that'd be huge. And let's see what Concordia dials up this time.
It was indeed Tyler Grossman with the reception on that last play. Davis takes the snap once again, looking to throw. Now he's going to run right up the middle. He has room. He will get the first down and more, headed to the sideline, and Davis will get pushed out past the 30, first down and more.
Yeah, and that's experience from the quarterback position. Norwell comes with the blitz. You got man-to-man. So you know, I've got man-to-man. Here comes the blitz. If the middle opens up, just tuck it and go, right? And that's experience the quarterback position. Davis recognizes that, and Davis's running ability was very underrated. He hurt Mechanical in some key moments last week running the ball. So a big first down for Concordia. You move the chains, and now maybe a chance to come back and try to run the ball between the tackles with Drew.
It was experience. He got some game action last year that helped to win that quarterback competition during the summer for Davis.
Absolutely.
First and down, Cadets. Davis takes the snap, looking to throw once again. Going to go deep here. Well defended, and it is intercepted.
Wow, what a play. What a catch out there for Norwell. You know, he was looking, looks like maybe he was throwing the ball outside to Kindig that time. But what a heck of a play out there for Norwell. And you helped me out, Rex. Looks like Mason Dehoff made that interception, 5'7" to 155. And, wow, that's a heck of a play by Dehoff. Dehoff comes in with 33 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. That's his first interception on the season. But how about that athletic play?
Yeah, that was a heck of a dive by Mason Dehoff. It was indeed number 14, the senior, 5'7", 155-pounder. So now Norwell getting the ball back. Still a minute to go here in this first quarter. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Riley under center. See if they run here. It is a handoff to the right. It is Ringer. Gets about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, a little bit better. The hole opened up for Norwell, but looked like King Causey came down and closed that hole. A little bit better run for Norwell. And quickly, we have an update up on the Summit City platform. It's Snyder 7, Carroll nothing, and Snyder's driving right now too. So that's a huge game, and maybe Snyder's off to a fast start, and we'll see. Carroll's got so many pieces and can be so physical, but Snyder's going to up their game with the playoffs, and can Carroll answer?
Snyder definitely a strong team in the SAC. You mentioned Nick King-Causey did not play football last year for this program, but he is one of those leading seniors, the very few of them on this Concordia team.
Yeah, absolutely. And King-Causey played well last week, and he's done a nice job on the season for him. 27.5 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss. So it's crazy how a kid cannot play football then come in and play that well.
Meanwhile, we are coming to the end of the first quarter here on SummitCitySports.com. It is Concordia 7, Norwell 0. A Jalen Vanderbosch pick 6 puts the Cadets up a touchdown. We're going to step aside for a break, and we will be back right after this.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays.
And welcome back. Start of the second quarter here at Zollner Stadium. Joe has a few score updates around the conference for us.
Yeah, we talked about the Carroll-Snyder game up on the Summit City platform, and Carroll answers 7-7. So how about that? Carroll's just got a great quarterback in Jeffrey Becker this year, and a surprise in the first quarter. And the old Northside guy behind me, Tommy Norris, is going to love this. Northside 7, Bishop Dwenger 6. Now remember the first time they played, Northside didn't have Deuce Taylor.
Could be an interesting one right now, up a touchdown there. Here comes Norwell looking to throw, has a man wide open, and it is caught. That is number 12, Luke Graft, with the reception all the way down to the 13-yard line, and Norwell is in the red zone.
How's that for a big play? And how about Luke Graft? He's only a freshman, 5'11", 175. Norwell is so young, but that's a great pass by Eli Riley, and they run the fade on the short side. And that just shows you Concordia just didn't respect their pass game, and that's a huge play for Norwell to get down the red zone.
Yeah, Graft was all by himself. Vanderbosch late to get there. If he didn't get there, though, it would have been 6 points, so we'll see now if Norwell can punch one into the end zone as they're at the 15-yard line. Here's Riley, takes the snap, running left. Now he's going to throw. Pass was wide, though. He's going in the direction of Graft once again.
Yeah, he had Graff, and he wanted Graff to run the flag to the corner, and Graff ran the post back to the middle of the field, and Riley's telling him, look, you gotta understand, I got a safety in the middle of the field. I want you to run that flag to the corner, and that's where he was throwing that ball out there. So that was there. I like the play call, just Norwell needs a little bit better communication on that.
Sam Walker once again getting involved in that play. He was out there ready to block for Riley if needed. He's out on the field once again, lined up in the backfield.
And how about in the second quarter here, Norwell attacking through the air?
Trying to catch Concordia off guard, perhaps. Here comes Riley. This time he will run it, go to the right, gets pushed out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
And that's a good play, and what Riley does is he fakes the pitch, and he gets the edge and gets some positive yards. So, Concordia's defensive ends are going to have to respect Riley's speed, and you got to stay home. So almost a chance to get the edge, but a nice play, and now it's third and about 6 or 7, and we'll see what Norwell has. But, boy, I tell you, it'd be very tempting to run a pass play, a play-action pass play, where you maybe drag that freshman receiver, Graff, for Norwell, and bring him right back across the field.
Official scoreboard says 3 and 8, so we're thinking this is a pass play here, but we'll see what Norwell comes up with. They started off their first third down of the game a little bit conservative and ran it right up the middle, but now they're going to get a timeout here and try and make sure that they get the right play call because they need to get back into this game.
Yeah, and that's a good timeout. I get organized. It's 3rd and 8. I don't know how many trips you get down in the red zone. You got to get organized, spend the time out, make sure we know what we're doing, because this is going to be a big play, and it's probably going to be 4-down territory. But let's get a good third down play, and let's make sure we're not running up against the play clock and everybody knows what they're doing. So I like Coach Gerber. I think that's a good timeout to get organized.
Now, on the flip side, what does Concordia need to do here defensively to make sure that they don't convert?
Yeah, if I'm Concordia, I make sure my defensive ends stay home, and I take one of my safeties and I bring them on a blitz and try to make the quarterback, Eli Riley, speed up that decision process. You know, you're pretty good at the corners if you're Concordia. So blitz a safety, keep the defensive ends at home, and make Riley make a very quick decision.
All right. Riley in the shotgun formation. Does have trips to the left, takes the snap. Walker out in front of him again. He's looking to throw, rolling to the left, just going to float it up here. Dangerous play. Is it intercepted? Might have gone out of bounds.
Whew, I thought Concordia was going to get that interception, Rex, but I don't like that play because you got trips to the left, Rex, and now you're going to run them to the left. And as an old quarterback, it's so hard to run to the left. And I say this every single week, so the viewers probably get tired of it. But every time you run to the left, it's so difficult to throw back across your body, and you lose your ability to be accurate, and you've just shrinked the field in half. So no offense to Coach Gerber, I don't like that play call.
Chris Bear set to try and get 3 points on the board here for Norwell. It is Riley to hold. And again, they're on that pass. Riley kind of floated it a little too high, gave the defenders an extra time to get there. As the kick is up, it is low, and it is off the arm bar, and it is no good. Concordia will take over on downs.
Yeah, and I thought he had it at first, and boy, Norwell needed those points, but the Concordia defense holding. That's a shame because that long pass to Graff, you felt like Norwell was going to cash in with some points. But, man, I was actually a little bit surprised they kicked it on 4th down. But, boy, they could have really used 3 points there. So Concordia is lucky to dodge that, Rex. And now let's see how Brandon Davis responds. He gets the big interception. Let's see how he responds.
And if you're Norwell, you hate to see if that 3 points potentially becomes the game changer in the end tonight.
Yeah, and we got some more updates up on the Summit City platform. Dwenger now, they must have heard me. Dwenger 13, Northside 7. And how about Lures 3-0 over Eastside?
I'd like to think that everyone is watching our feed tonight.
Absolutely.
Here comes Concordia, run to the right. Good positive yards on 1st down, going to make it 2nd and short.
That's Concordia playoff football. Amir Drew on 1st down. Did you see how fast he hit that hole, Rex? He gets 8 yards on that play, but he doesn't get hit till he's about 5 or 6 yards down the field. It's like Tommy said last week, if you can line up a big back like Amir Drew and he can get to that hole quickly, it's so effective. So I would probably give him the ball a lot on this drive and see if I can really wear out the Norwell defense.
Yeah, every time you give Drew the ball, you're generally going to get 5 or 6 yards. Here comes Davis, takes the snap, another handoff to Drew, tries to run right up the middle, gets past one man, but then he is tackled, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and I tell you, that left side of the Norwell defense, man, we mentioned Cale Gray. Cale Gray, 6'1", 230. He is difficult to deal with out there, so that's a pretty good side of the Norwell defense. And I also like number 66 for Norwell, Quinn Draband, and he's 6 feet 180. Seems much bigger than that. He plays on the offensive line too. So Draband and Grady are really good. Gray are really good players out there, Rex.
Coming up on 9:50 to go in this 2nd quarter. Concordia with the 7-0 lead with the ball right now on offense. Davis in shotgun. Takes the snap, looking left, then he's going to look right, going to run, see if he throws here. Has a man, he'll throw it, and it is caught with some room to run. Good reception there. That was Tyler Grossman again.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Grossman because initially Davis looks to the left. Everybody's covered. That was a play where the 4 receivers, everybody runs a hook, Rex. So what Davis does, Davis buys some time, slide steps in the pocket, and great job by Grossman to recognize it's covered and to break it deep. And a lot of times in the NFL, that's when you see the big plays come out of the pocket, is when the receivers improvise and break it deep. And that's a nice ball for Davis. That should get his confidence. And how about Grossman? It just seems like this year Grossman catches anything that's thrown at him.
Yeah, you know, Davis has those 4 receivers. 3 of them are seniors, but it's the junior Grossman who seems to be the safety valve for Davis. Every time he needs a completion, that's the direction he goes. Davis looking to throw here once again, has some time, Now the pressure is coming. Davis will just run, get back up, maybe get a yard or two to bring up second down.
Yeah, Max Ringer chases him out of bounds, but that time Davis had so much time, he didn't have to break the pocket. And that's a lot of times with quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, you stand back there, and you get to about 3.5, 4, it's like, I got to take off. He didn't have to. I mean, he could have hung in that pocket, and that's a pretty good chase. That's a hustle play by Ringer to get to him and get him out of bounds. So that's a big play because now it brings up 2nd and 10. And let's see if that Norwell defense can really stiffen here, because I don't think Norwell can give up a lot more points to Concordia. They got to really stay close.
We'll see if Concordia goes back to Drew here, try and get some positive yards on second down, make it 3rd and manageable. Takes the snap, does not, looking to throw, and it is intercepted once again. And here comes Norwell. He's got room to run. This might go all the way.
Oh. Wow, that's a huge mistake. And I tell you, that's an unbelievable. Looked like, was that Walker?
It was. Sam Walker, he's all over this field tonight.
Yeah, he is. Good call, Rex, on that. But how about that mistake? And you know what? We saw the last 2 weeks the really good Brandon Davis. Now we're seeing the mistakes, and this is what we talked about in the pregame. That's 2 interceptions now, and that's the great equalizer and keeps Norwell close. Now for Norwell, you got to cash in here. I will say this, though. That was great hustle by Davis to make the tackle, or I thought they was going to get a touchdown.
That looked like that was going all the way. 3rd time as Ringer runs the ball, has some room. 3rd time that Norwell's got great field position to start tonight. Have not been able to cash in. This time they have to take advantage.
Yeah, and Tommy makes a great point. They like to run that counter action. I think if Norwell can run a boot to the wide side and give Riley a pass run option, that could be a big play for Norwell. But that another huge turnover. You felt like Concordia was going to go down and get some more points.
Here comes Riley in shotgun. It is 2nd and 7. Runs it himself, gets up, and will bring up 3rd and a little bit more manageable for Norwell.
And that's a good run by Riley. And how about Cam Johnson? Fights off the block from the defensive end, keeps the outside arm free, forces the play inside, and makes the tackle. That's brilliant on the defensive end there for Cam Johnson, and good defense for Concordia. And it just feels like Norwell really needs to cash in here. And let's see if Concordia can hold again, Rex.
Got to think this time this is definitely 4-down territory if they do not convert after the missed field goal. Going to have trips to the right here for Riley. Does have Ringer out there with him.
Man-to-man on the backside.
Riley keeps it himself, runs, gets up near the 1st down marker, and he has it.
That's a great play call. They put Riley in the shotgun. They run trips to the right, so the safety has to respect that. He's got man-to-man. They call the fade pass up top to run the corner off, and then they wham down on the defensive end, and Riley makes a good play. That's a heck of a play call when you need some yards out of your run game on a 3rd and long. Very impressed with that play call.
Gets Norwell a fresh set of downs as we're at 7:45 to go until the half. Riley now under center. Takes the snap, looks right, throws left, has a man, and that should be another 1st down for Norwell. Might be just half a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a half a yard short. But again, I like the play call. Man-to-man up top, and Riley didn't do the best job setting his feet, but he threw a nice ball, and that's nothing but a hook, Rex. And you know what? That's just running your man off and then making yourself open, and those are there. So that's the controlled passing game that sets you up to run the ball. Good-looking series here with the Norwell offense.
It was Mason Dehoff who hauled that in as here comes Ringer to the left, and that should get the 1st down. It was 2nd and 1, but it was really about 2nd and inches.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be maybe 1st and goal now from maybe the 1 or 2 yard line. But, man, how devastating is that turnover for Concordia? And that's just been the story this year and the last couple of years for Concordia. When Concordia protects the football, they are just difficult to deal with. But those turnovers, whether it's high school, college, or professional, are just the great equalizer, Rex.
Yeah, and this is a turnover that perhaps here could turn into a touchdown the other way for Norwell as they look to convert here in the red zone. 1st and goal. Riley going to try and sneak it forward. Gets close. No signal from the refs yet.
I thought he had it. Tommy's calling for the quarterback sneak, and it looked like he got the push. I thought he was in the end zone, but I like the play call, and let's see who's toughest up front. And when they call a quarterback sneak and Tommy says do it again, I agree with them. We're going to see who's toughest up front, who's got the toughest big guys up front. And I tell you, boy, Norwell's got a couple big guys up front, so let's see if Concordia can get some push out of their defensive tackles.
Probably see another QB sneak here. The nose of the ball is right there ready to break the plane, and there it is, and that should be a touchdown for Norwell. And they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Eli Riley runs it in for 6 points.
That's big. And how about the push by Riley? But what I like Norwell did there, Rex, is they brought a man in motion. And just bringing that man in motion makes those linebackers for a moment, just a moment, pause and think, what's going on? And then Riley still runs the quarterback sneak. So, wow, Norwell cashes in on just a huge Concordia turnover. We got ourselves a good football game.
Now they're going to look to tie things up here, just under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Again, it is Riley to hold, Bear to kick it away, and that one right down the middle. And we have a tied game here at 7-7 in the second quarter as Norwell turns a turnover into points. Let's show you that Riley touchdown here. And again, that's just winning right there at the line of the scrimmage, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Win at the line of scrimmage, cash in, take advantage of the turnovers. And on that drive, Riley throws a couple of nice passes. I thought the hook pass was a nice play, and Norwell gets into their run game package. So Norwell makes the big mistake on the turnover. Vanderbosch runs it back for the touchdown, and it kind of feels like Concordia might really blow Norwell out of here. Then Concordia makes the big turnover. So really, that's what's hurt both teams. So good football game, physical game, and, man, I tell you, Norwell, that was a big response right there.
You mentioned it a little bit just a moment ago, but one of the things I was going to bring up in the pregame that we didn't get to is that Concordia, they're an up-and-down team. Sometimes they're explosive, sometimes they can't hold on to the ball, and that was kind of going to, for me, feel like what would be the difference tonight.
Absolutely, and you've done a lot of their games, Rex, so you have a good beat on them, and that's Concordia. You know, you mentioned it, Rex. Great positional players, tremendous athletes, and you come out and you break the game down. Concordia, yards per play against their opponents, they're a yard better. So think about that with the schedule they play, but those turnovers are just the great equalizer, and that's the difference. And it's been really hard for Coach Manigal to get that under control the last few years.
They're set to kick it off here for Norwell. Looks like Vanderbosch is deep. Bad play here, though. Drops it, now picks it up, and here he comes running down to the 20. Gets some room now. Now this is going to be a good return. We might have a flag, though. This might be coming back.
Yeah.
As he gets all the way up to the 37-yard line of Norwell.
Yeah, tremendous effort by Vanderbosch. He fumbles the kick, and the shame about that, that's going to be an illegal block in the back. That's coming back, and that's the last guy, and he didn't have to do it. Vanderbosch was by him. If you watch the replay, he didn't have to do it, Rex, but that's going to be a devastating penalty, and that's going to come all the way back and put Concordia probably all the way behind their own 20-yard line, and you didn't need it. That's what happens on special teams. A lot of times those blocks, those penalties, man, just get off the guy.
Yep. And I did mention those hard-to-read jersey numbers on Concordia. That was actually number 21, Cam Johnson. First time we've said his name tonight. He does get involved in the return game a lot for the Cadets.
That's a good job to clean it up. And you mentioned Cam Johnson. He scored a touchdown last week against Mahoney. And I saw Coach Manigal trying to get Johnson more involved in the offense because he's such a tremendous athlete. And you see it there. I mean, who fumbles the kick, picks it up. And he's so fast, he gets the edge. But big penalty, and now let's see if Concordia can get out of this hole.
So all the way down back at their 10-yard line. Quite the difference there as Davis throws to the right, little screen pass here. Got some room to run. Going to make it second and short here. Complete pass. That was to Vanderbosch.
Yeah, and that's a nice catch by Vanderbosch. I like that play call because you got the wide side. Vanderbosch, a tremendous athlete, and Davis gets that ball out there quick. We used to run that play when I played, and the biggest thing on that play is you got to get the ball out quick, and if you have an athlete, all he has to do is break one tackle.
Looks like Concordia has taken a timeout on the field. Tough play for them for sure. Actually, we might have an injury timeout here, so we will step aside as well and take a break, and we will be right back on SummitCitySports.com.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599. Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday.
And welcome back. While we were in the break there, Concordia got back on offense. It was a complete pass to Grossman. First down, Concordia, so they moved the chains there on that play that you missed during the break.
Yeah, and quickly we're going to go up on the Summit City platform for some scores. Lures 3, Eastside nothing. How about Carroll? Carroll jumps back ahead. Carroll 14, Snyder 10. That's a war just across town here over at Spuller. Homestead and Noblesville no score early on. That's a little bit of a surprise. And Dwenger just scored again. They're going to go up 20-7 on Northside. So Dwenger starting to flex their muscles.
Snyder and Carroll, I'm excited to see the highlights from that one. A good run here for Concordia up the right side. Believe that was Drew.
Yeah, and I think that's where he really, with Davis's struggles early on, I really lean on Drew. And I think Drew's the kind of back with the feet, the power. You can run him, and he'll get stronger as the game goes on, Rex. And you feel like any moment he could break the big run. So, it's 7-7. You got 2 turnovers. Maybe you just run the ball here and try to move that ball down the field if you're Concordia.
Yeah, we're just under 4.5 to go till halftime. Concordia kicked off to start the game. We'll start the third quarter with the ball, so they'd love to bleed this clock down here, put some points on the board, and then get the ball back to start the second half. Little reverse play here for Concordia. Got some room to run. It is Grossman going to get up to the 45-yard line.
And that's a good play call because that backside defensive end for Norwell has made a lot of plays, and that's Cale Gray who gets nosy and chases downhill to make the tackles. That time they catch him out of position, and they run the reverse back. Great play call, and Concordia's lucky. It looked like Cam Johnson had a loud jersey out there, but that's a good play call. So now some momentum, and, boy, it'd be huge for Concordia to go down and get some points before the half.
And again, it is Grossman getting the action on offense. We have not mentioned Jaron Kindig or Jaden Parnan. And Vanderbosch, we've only talked about him on defense, really. Here comes Davis looking right. He has 3 receivers. Now he's going to try and evade some pressure here. Does so. Tries to stay in bounds. Gets up to about the 46. And that's only going to be good for about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, tremendous effort again by Gray to chase Davis out of bounds. And, man, Norwell's doing a pretty good job with their pass defense, and we talked about Norwell's rushing game, only giving up 3.8 yards per carry. How about the passing game? They're only giving up 70 yards of passing a game and keeping their opponents to 46% completion percentage. So Norwell's defense may be a little bit underrated coming in tonight.
Yeah, so far the big pass play of the night has been Eli Riley to graft that big play down the right side. As Davis looks to throw once again, has his man and is caught, has a little room to run, breaks a tackle, cannot break the second, and that was Cam Johnson.
Yeah, that's Cam Johnson. It looked like Johnson was going to make a big play, but credit Rinkenberger, number 9 for Norwell, to get over there and make that tackle. Johnson threw the first tackler off, and I thought, here we go. But, man, that backside backer chasing and making that play is a tremendous play. And if I'm Coach Gerber tomorrow morning, I circle that play and say that's a tremendous effort because it keeps Concordia to 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. You got to think this is, again, 4-down territory for the Cadets, and they have some options here now on offense.
Boy, I run and mirror Drew here and see if I can pick up that first down.
I agree. Davis takes the snap, does exactly that, hands it to Drew, and he gets up near the marker, and that should be enough depending on the spot.
Yeah, he got it. Just going to barely get it, maybe by a credit card. But I like it because with Drew, you got to remember, Concordia's 260 across their front line. And I thought that wore out McConaughey last week. And Norwell's, has a difficult time matching that size. So that's a big first down. I think it's so key for Concordia to get some points because you want to go in the locker room at halftime and you want to point to something positive instead of talking about turnovers again, because I tell you, the turnovers year after year, it almost gets in your head at some point, Rex.
Absolutely. That can mess with you, bring out more mental errors. Ball is at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10, 2:45 to go in the second quarter. Man in motion is Johnson. Davis takes the snap, looks right, throws a screen pass. It's complete, but Norwell is all over it.
That's tremendous defense out there by Norwell. They run Johnson in motion to get an extra blocker out there, and I thought they had Norwell outnumbered, but how about the discipline out there? That was Mason Dehoff to come up and make that tackle. I thought that was going to be a big play for Concordia, so again, excellent secondary play for Norwell.
And Concordia likes to run that screen pass to Vanderbosch to see if he can break a couple of tackles, get some yardage.
They sure do. That's one of their bread and butter plays.
Davis in shotgun, trips to the left, Drew behind him, takes the snap, looking left, throws. That is complete once again. Get up close to the marker, but going to be short, and that was Grossman.
Yeah, Grossman, always makes himself available, gets out of his route, shows those numbers to Davis. Davis puts it on the money. That's a nice play for Concordia. But again, you just don't see missed tackles against Norwell tonight. Norwell gives the pass up, Rex, but they make the tackle at the point of attack.
3rd and we'll call it 2.5. The scoreboard says 3. Davis takes the snap, looking right once again. Another screen pass. This time Norwell is all over it, and they'll get a good stop on 3rd down. Actually, probably tackled for a loss as Vanderbosch.
That's a heck of a play by Ringenberger, and Ringenberger's the middle linebacker. And he's kind of liking these screens because he can get a little bit of run going, and he can drop his pads. 6'1", 177, only a junior, 50 tackles, and again, junior stepping up for Norwell.
Concordia trying to get a little tricky there as they call a timeout here. Tried to go to that same screen pass with Vanderbosch. Did not work.
Yeah, now it's a big 4th down, and let's see what Concordia dials up. I tell you, it'd be real tempting to maybe run the option down here to the wide side, but we'll see what they do. Almost halftime and a huge play for both teams. Norwell would love to get a stop here.
Let's take a look at that reverse play earlier with Grossman. Tell me what you see here.
Yeah, absolutely. If you watch it here and you watch Grossman come back around, he gets the edge. Now, I thought Concordia was lucky not to get the hold on the wide receiver out there, but your timing might be right on, Rex. You might be able to run that same play because 4th and short, everybody in the stadium is expecting maybe a mere Drew off tackle, and that's a great call by you. Maybe you come back and you run that reverse, wham down on that defensive end, and that defensive end out there, Gray, has been so aggressive. That might be your play call right there, my friend.
And if you're Norwell on the other side of this, to get a stop here would be absolutely huge.
It'd be huge because, you force 2 turnovers. You get a big stop here. You got to feel really good, and Norwell's going to get the ball starting the second half, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be big to get a stop here.
Concordia should get the ball to start.
Oh, okay. I'm
quarter.
sorry.
Yeah, they kicked off to start the game, so this would be good for them as well to get some points on the board and get the ball right back as we're at 1:19 to go till the half. 4th and 2. Davis set to take the snap here. Takes it, looking to throw, has some room, stumbles a bit, loses the ball, and is fumbled, and Norwell picks it up.
Unbelievable. He had it. He had the edge, Rex. If he tucks that football, that defensive end is whammed inside, and he probably gets 10 or 15 yards. So, wow, turnover number 3, Rex. That's just devastating. And, man, if you're Brandon Davis, Brandon Davis is a good football player. And Brandon Davis just needs to come back from some of these mistakes, and he has all year, but he's got to pick up his level of play, and he's better than this. We've seen him this year, and I've been impressed, but so far in the first half, just not a good night of football.
Yeah, you see him there on the replay. As soon as he got up, he kind of dropped his head, and he knew the mistake was made. Costly turnover there for Concordia. They had some chances to do something big. Now a flea flicker for Riley here. He's going to throw deep, and it's intercepted, and Concordia gets the ball right back with some room to run here. Yeah. Still on his feet, now tackled by Ringer down at the 42.
We'll see what you see, Rex, with your eagle eyes. Looks like maybe Vanderbosch made the interception. So now Davis, hey, you know what? Shake it off. a chance to get back out here. And I'm going to be a little bit critical right now. If I'm Norwell, I don't run that play there. I don't like that because Concordia didn't buy it. And Concordia, you've only got a minute left in the half. Those safeties are going to sit deep. You're not going to trick them in that situation. If I'm Norwell, I would have run the ball and been content to go in at halftime. If it's 8 minutes left in the second and Concordia doesn't respect your pass game, that's one thing. But Concordia is not going to let anybody get behind them. Just a bad time for that play.
Yeah, it was a very aggressive move as Riley threw it into double coverage. So now a minute 2 on the clock. Davis drops back once again, has the pressure coming, floats it up to Drew, got a little bit of room to run, gets the first down and more, and Drew has room to run. He might go all the way. No, he gets tripped up. Drew was going to take that one all the way to the house, but he got tripped up, and it is another first down for Concordia.
How'd Riley make that tackle? That was the perfect play call, the screen. Norwell steams upfield, runs by Drew. Concordia drops the screen on him. I thought it was going to be a touchdown because it looked like it was Riley that had to fight off a block, and maybe it was just a left arm that tripped up Drew. That was a huge tackle.
I think everyone on this side of the stadium thought that one was going to the house. Definitely was counting our chickens before they hatched there, but here comes Concordia still moving. Davis evades some pressure, throws a ball. It is short, but it will be caught down inside the 10. Great catch there by, I believe that was Vanderbosch.
That's a great play to come back to the football. Davis is hurt. Davis slammed his hand, looks like maybe on a helmet, when that ball went in the air. He showed some toughness to get through that. Concordia burns the timeout, but how about the athletic ability of Vanderbosch just to go get it? And still maybe a chance for Concordia to get those points before the half. And, boy, it makes that flea flicker look even worse for Norwell.
Yeah, and if you're on the Concordia sideline right now, what a reversal of them. It's such a game of emotions.
It is.
You go from the turnover to another turnover, getting the ball back to all the way down inside the 10 now, and a chance here to put some points on the board.
And if you're Davis, you're saying a little prayer here because instead of going in at halftime with 2 interceptions and 1 fumble, maybe a chance of going at halftime and have a lead and something to build on. But that was a big gamble, that flea flicker. I mean, I tell you, when you play field position, you play so tight the first half and it's working for you. That was a big, big gamble by Coach Gerber.
Yeah, definitely. If Concordia is able to put some points on the board here, get the ball back to start the third quarter and do something there, that might be the play that changed the game for Norwell right
Absolutely.
there.
And you and Tommy corrected me with Concordia getting the ball. So even at that point, do you gamble like that in the flea flicker? I mean, playing pretty good football, and your defense has put a lot of plays in the first half too. So now you put them in a little bit of a tough position. And let's see if Concordia can get this ball in the end zone. They had some success running some slants down on Mahoney when they had the ball deep in their territory, but you have great receivers on the outside. Maybe you'll work towards that, Rex.
And for Vanderbosch, by the way, that was his second interception of the night. I had a pick 6 earlier, a pick 6 last week, having a very strong postseason on the defensive end. Just caught that pass inside the 10 as well. Here comes Concordia. Davis takes the snap. Going to be a little reverse here. Going to have some room to run, and he will get in for a touchdown. It is Cam Johnson.
Yeah, great play. And there's your call, Rex. You were dialing it up all drive, and there it is. They come back to that play at the perfect time, and they use Cam Johnson. Wow, was Cam Johnson an athlete? 6'1", 175. Maybe their most explosive player, you could argue, but he gets the edge. He gets a big touchdown. And how big is that for momentum going in at halftime?
Absolutely. For Concordia, that becomes best-case scenario now. Good things to talk about at halftime. They'll talk about cleaning up the turnovers as the kick goes up, and it is good to make it 14-7. Concordia on top.
Yeah, big, big touchdown for Concordia. And you talked about cleaning up at halftime the turnovers, and really if you're Coach Manigault, there's not a lot to put on the blackboard or anything. You just come in and say, hey, we got to protect the football. And that's really been the issue over the last few years. There's nothing wrong with the play calling. There's nothing wrong with the scheme. Nothing wrong with our personnel. We just have to protect the football.
Now, on the other side of the field in the Norwell locker room, what's the message?
I walk in if I'm Coach Gerber, and I say, you know what, guys? My bad. You know what? I shouldn't have called the flea flicker. I was so pumped up. We've done a great job defensively. I wanted to take a shot. Now, we want to be aggressive, but you know what? Maybe that wasn't the best moment for that play call, but I'm going to be aggressive in the second half, and we're in this game. We're fine. Now, defense, you helped me out. Get a blow. I need a stop to start the second half. In offense, we're getting our offense going, and we're getting some success. So that's what I say if I'm Coach Gerber at halftime.
Still have 23 seconds to play here in this first half. Concordia set to kick off. They like to run the onside kick. We'll see if they give it a full boot here. They do. Just going to kind of let it bounce on the ground. Picked up at the 20. Here comes Norwell. Tackled down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good coverage with Concordia. They did a nice job with their special teams last week, so we'll see what Norwell does here. But we got another score update. How about Carroll? Carroll scores again. Carroll 21, Snyder 10. So that's kind of how it was the first time we did that game. Carroll punched Snyder in the mouth the first time, and Snyder sucked it up and responded in the second half. And again, Carroll really seems to get up and play hard when they get Snyder.
Yeah, the Chargers, definitely. That's a good lead for them. We'll see if Snyder can come back in that one. Here comes Riley, just the handoff up the middle. Good for some positive yardage. Going to get about 7 yards on that.
And that's not a bad half for Norwell, and we'll see. It's going to be time to make some adjustments at halftime. We'll see what coach can come up with those adjustments. But a good half of football and a good way for Concordia to respond at the end.
Yeah, that will bring us to halftime as they let the clock run out. So it is 14-7, Concordia on top as we reach the half. We're going to step aside and take a break here on SummitCitySports.com. When we come back, we'll analyze that first half. We'll show you some of the highlights, and we'll talk about what we expect to see in the third quarter. Stay with us. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Their experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit them at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, welcome back to Zollner Stadium. It is halftime here. Concordia leading Norwell 14-7. Rex Smith and Joe Walburn here with you tonight. Concordia, they have a pair of touchdowns, one on the offensive end, one on the defensive end, with the Vanderbosch pick six and Cam Johnson on the reverse for six. And then on the other end, Norwell, a QB keeper for Riley, gets it into the end zone after getting some good field position. Joe, what did you see there in the first half?
Yeah, just really a game of turnovers. You know, Norwell has the 2 interceptions, and the last one before the half was big on the flea flicker, and Concordia was able to cash in and get that touchdown, but Concordia has 3 turnovers. So really the second half, I think whoever can clean it up, you know, protect the football, move the ball down the field is going to win. But I think Concordia's got the edge because I think Concordia is more explosive on the outside and can do more with their offense. But they're lucky. This is a dogfight, and I think Brandon Davis is going to have to be careful with that football and tuck that football away when he runs it. But really, both teams played hard, just timely turnovers for both teams. And I thought that flea flicker was really a gamble for Norwell, and that was huge for Concordia to cash in, Rex, and get that touchdown, because they don't get that touchdown, you go in halftime, all you're talking about is the 3 turnovers. So now you got a little something to point to, and if I'm Concordia, I might pressure the box a little bit more, bring my safety up, get a little bit more aggressive with the defense in the second half. That's probably my adjustment for them. Norwell, I just keep doing what I'm doing and just really protect the football.
Well, you mentioned the turnovers. That was the name of the game as we start running through the highlights, and that's what it starts with. One forced by Concordia here. Vanderbosch on the pick six, able to make 2 men miss here.
Yeah, and that was a great run back by Vanderbosch, and that's the thing. When you throw that interception against the Concordia secondary, not only do you throw the pick, but that sudden change, Concordia has the athletes to take it to the house.
That was definitely a solid play by Vanderbosch there. And here comes another highlight, this one from Concordia, but it's a pick for Norwell as it is run up the left side. We thought this was another one that was going to go all the way to the house, but a great defensive effort there. That was Vanderbosch who got there to make that tackle.
Yeah, Vanderbosch, the hustle is what keeps Norwell out of the end zone on that, but that was another. It just seems like in the first half we've had so many huge turnovers and momentum swings.
And that pick, by the way, was made by Sam Walker, who we talked about a lot because we were expecting a lot of Max Ringer to start off, and we saw a lot of Walker.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Walker on offense and on defense.
Here comes the keeper by Riley. The ball was basically in the end zone already when they snapped it. Winning at the line of scrimmage there, Norwell was able to punch it in 4-7, and then we started to see some more turnovers happening. And there were a lot of those in this first half. We'll take a look at this play here. And this is actually the reverse to Grossman. That is a play that they ran similarly later on that resulted in a touchdown. We thought there was a hold on this play, though.
Yeah, and you liked that play, and you said bookmark. We'll come back to that one, and they came back to that one, and that was the touchdown before the half that Cam Johnson got on the reverse.
But we mentioned the turnovers. Here's one of them. Davis going to try and run, slips, and just drops the ball on the ground.
Yeah, and that's just, you just got to protect that football. And what Davis has a habit of doing sometimes when he breaks out of that pocket, he holds that ball low. You got to keep that ball up high, first of all, so you can tuck it. But second of all, by keeping the ball up high, you can get rid of it, Rex.
Concordia, though, would get the ball back, and here they are. Davis going to float it to Amir Drew, and everyone in the whole stadium thought this one was going to the house.
Yeah, I thought he had it, and it looked like, I'm not sure, it looked like maybe Riley tripped him up at the end, but I thought that might be really a game-saving play in a sense in the first half to keep the points off the board, but then Concordia gets the big pass to get down towards the end zone.
And there it is right here. Davis has some time. He's going to float it up. The ball is actually short, but Vanderbosch comes back and gets it.
Yeah, and that was a great adjustment by Vanderbosch, and that's really what you want out of your wide receivers, because sometimes on that play, Davis makes a good effort, but he gets his hand caught on a helmet, but Vanderbosch is able to come back and make a big play.
And then that reverse, we bookmarked it, and here it comes to Cam Johnson. We've been talking about his athletic ability.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great play call, and you were calling for it, Rex. You know, you've got the big back in Drew, and if you're Norwell, you have to respect the big back, and then you got the speed with Johnson to run that reverse back. So I thought that was a nice job of Concordia really handling that 2-minute offense and getting out of the half with the 14-7 lead, and they get the football, so maybe some momentum for Concordia setting up the second half.
Yeah, that definitely puts them in good position. We're still minutes away from the teams coming back out on the field, and of course they'll put 3 extra minutes on the clock. We would like to remind you that at Parkview Medicine, it is game on. They are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. We're going to step aside, take another break. We'll be back in just a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, We'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC Conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
And welcome back. It is 14-7 at halftime here at Concordia as the teams come back out onto the field. Joe, let's talk about some scores around the area.
Yeah, lots of good games up on the Summit City platform. At halftime, it's Bishop Luer 6, Eastside nothing. So Eastside won their conference this year, and everybody felt like that bus trip out to Eastside for Luers, they were going to be in big trouble. But you got to have that confidence. When you ride that bus out to Eastside, you got to feel like, look, man, we played Dwanger, we played Snyder, we played Homestead, we played Carroll. We can play with Eastside, and I think that's the mindset for Luers, and so far so good, 6-0 over Eastside at halftime. One that's a shocker, and talk about bus trips, maybe the bus trip bothered Homestead. Noblesville has only won one game this season, but right now it's Noblesville 6, Homestead nothing, and Noblesville just scored again. So right now It's going to be Noblesville 13, Homestead nothing. That's an absolute shocker. I mean, I thought Homestead maybe 45-7 in that game. I'm shocked. And when you talk about 6A football, another one, the number one team in 6A is Avon. They're undefeated, obviously. Brownsburg's beating them at the half, 20-7. So there might be some big shakeups, with some of these playoff results in 6A football. But we got to hope. Homestead's a very experienced team. A lot of seniors. We have to hope that Homestead can recover from that. That's a shocker in the first half. Dwanger's rolling along 21-7 over Northside. So it seems like every year Dwanger just continues to roll on. How about Northrop? We know Goshen's down this year, but a big bus trip for Northrop. They get off the bus ready to play 17-0 over Northrop. And another shocker to me, and there just seems to maybe there's something just not quite right with Snyder this year, but Carroll always gets up for Snyder 28-10, and Carroll is just punishing Snyder right now. So let's see. I would be surprised if Snyder didn't come back and respond, but Carroll is a good physical team. And when everybody's healthy for Carroll and they're at full strength, they're a difficult team to deal with. And, man, they are all over Snyder in the first half. So it's kind of some surprises up on the scoreboard, Rex.
Yeah, the Chargers definitely a talented team this year in the SAC. The SAC champions, though, Homestead, talk about how big of an upset that would be.
I think that'd probably be one of the biggest upsets that we would ever seen in the first round of high school football. I mean, Homestead's number 3. Homestead probably arguably has the best quarterback in the state, and you're going against a team that, they played a tough Indianapolis schedule, but only one win, and a team that was blown out by a lot of Indianapolis teams. So you have to wonder, I felt like it was a break for Homestead to draw Noblesville, which is kind of odd that Noblesville's even in the sectional, but I felt like if I'm Homestead, I'm happy to let Carroll and Snyder have their war because I want to get the winner that's probably going to be beat up from that. Maybe it was the look ahead, and we talk about every week in college football, Tommy and I do. We're always stunned a lot of times on the look ahead games. Maybe a little bit of a look ahead factor, a long bus trip. But the good thing for Homestead is you feel like Homestead's got the personnel and the firepower with Goody and all the receivers to battle back. But, man, that's going to be an uphill battle now. And that's danger time and upset city in the making down there in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I mean, former quarterback, too, Jake Archibald out there doing everything he can for the Spartans. Yeah. Interesting, you mentioned, Spartans might have the best quarterback in the state with Goody, and he's a basketball player.
That's what's unbelievable. He wants to play basketball, but I'm telling you, they laughed at me last year. I said he was the finest. I believe him to be the finest quarterback prospect I've seen on the high school level. And, last year we had the game against Wayne. I was out in my beautiful cowboy boots, and unfortunately the mud was above my boots, but I couldn't believe that he could play that well in the mud, and I was stunned that Zolman was alternating quarterbacks. They worked it out. Archibald was a great team player, and I like Archibald on defense. I think Archibald's a D1 kid on defense, so I think Coach Zolman worked it out with the kids and made the right choice, and I thought Homestead was loaded for a deep playoff run. We were sick about the ACL with Hardwick. Hardwick was such a hard runner, but I am absolutely stunned that Noblesville's pushing him around, and when you flip over and catch a little bit on our breaks, Noblesville is absolutely pushing them around. So let's hope Homestead can respond because we hate to see the number 1 in our conference go down to a one-win team in Indianapolis, we'll probably never hear the end of it, huh?
Definitely would not. Let's get back here tonight. The winner of tonight's game playing the winner between Peru and Heritage next week for this sectional championship. Move on to regionals. We got a half left. Concordia up a touchdown. What do they have to do to get there?
Got to protect the football, establish the line of scrimmage. If I'm Concordia, this first possession's huge. If Concordia can go down and get some points, Rex, I think that would take a lot of the starch out of Norwell. But if Norwell can get a stop and hang around, that's really their game. But this all comes down to Brandon Davis. This is a second half where Brandon Davis plays within himself, uses his weapons. Concordia should be able to navigate through this game. If he makes any more mistakes, Norwell's game, and Norwell's well coached, and they could pull the upset.
Yeah, Norwell, you just got to get a stop on defense to start this third quarter here. Cam Johnson had a touchdown to end the second quarter. He's back deep for the Cadets as Bear is ready to kick off for Norwell. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock to start this third quarter, and the kick is low, and it will bounce in the direction picked up at the 30-yard line all the way up to the 40, and then the Concordia Cadets are going to start right there. We'll see who got the ball. It was number 25, Sam Hudson.
Yeah, how about Sam Hudson? Tough linebacker. He got that football. He didn't hesitate. Now he's going to run to the sideline and say, "Did you see that, Coach Manigault? I can play a little fullback, you know. You have a beef package. I can get on the beef package." So that's what the guys used to do when I played in high school and college down at Cincinnati. Guys would lobby. They'd get a play like that, and they'd go to the coach and lobby to get on offense. But good recognition, good field position for Concordia. And I believe in my quarterback here if I'm Coach Manigault, and I attack hard here if I'm Concordia.
Defensive players always want to get that ball in their hands, right? Davis hands off to Drew, runs left, met at the line of scrimmage, gets maybe 2 yards on forward progress.
And it's funny, when we broke this game down, Norwell just isn't big, and I thought, how is Norwell going to hold up against Concordia's offensive line? And I got a nice read on the sophomore, Zach Christensen, number 70, 5'11", 247 at defensive tackle, and he is dominated out there tonight. I mean, Concordia has not been able to move him at the point of attack, so Norwell may not be the biggest, but Norwell's well coached up front, and they've got good footwork out of their big guys.
It's been in the passing game where Concordia has had some success because we talked about winning in the trenches. So far, Norwell's really done that, but those big plays have hurt them. Davis throws to the right, has his man. It is caught, breaks a tackle. That is Grossman, I believe.
Yeah.
It was, and he gets up for a first down.
And that's a tough ball to catch because Davis dropped down and kind of gave you that Pat Mahomes throw, and he zipped it, and it was behind Grossman. And that shows you the hands that Grossman has. And I thought Bailey for Norwell, number 1, was going to come up and make that tackle, but Grossman makes a miss. So that's a great individual play by Grossman. Puts the ball in Norwell's territory. Now you can begin to put some pressure on Norwell, and I keep attacking with my short passing game if I'm Concordia.
Yeah, Davis took that snap, kind of did a little backspin to the left before he made that throw. This time Davis falling down, almost loses the ball again. We'll see if he's marked down. The ball is out, and the ref is going to say that Davis was down.
Oh, man, he is
contact.
Lucky. Woo-hoo. I tell you what, Rex, he was back there fumbling the ball, and, that's a situation where they have baby powder on the sideline. A lot of times when it's cold, you have a pocket, and you could tuck your hands and have that hand warmer, but I'm really concerned if I'm Coach Manigault because that was a sweep. They had the edge, and Davis just couldn't get that ball out there. And you just can't afford any more turnovers. Luckily, he covered the football, Rex, but right now it just feels like every play is almost disaster time with Davis tonight.
Yeah, brings up 2nd and 19. That's the second time Davis has lost his footing and without even being touched, dropped the football. It's that cold out there. As he takes the snap now, he's going to look to pass, throws over the middle. Pass was out in front of, I believe, Vanderbosch. Incomplete.
Yeah, and Davis, again, Davis, a good football player. He just seems a little bit lethargic tonight. He seems late on the throws. Not really going over the sideline real fast to get the play. You wonder maybe, he banged his hand in the first half throwing a football. You have to wonder maybe if he's dinged up a little bit, but he's got to pick it up because, Norwell's playing for their season, and you got to pick up the intensity. You got to get rid of that football. And how big was that play? Now you're 3rd and 19, and it totally, kills your drive. So a chance for Norwell to get a stop and get off the field here.
We'll see if they can do it. Davis in shotgun once again has Drew behind him, looking to throw, has some room to run to the side, just going to try and throw the ball. He does get it up head, but nowhere near the first down. The pass is caught by Vanderbosch up near the 45 in Norwell territory. Will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and that was a good job by Norwell. Looked like it was Luke Graff came up and made that tackle. Davis is flushed out of the pocket, checks it down to Vanderbosch, but good defense for Norwell. So now it's 4th down. It's going to be interesting. Tommy had spotted a couple things in the first half where Norwell really just turns and runs to protect against that punt. But Concordia may just forego the punt and roll the dice here. You got the ball in Norwell's territory, and that's going to show a lot of confidence in your defense if you're Concordia.
Yeah, and they should have it. They've been pretty successful on the defensive side tonight. They go up for it on 4th down a lot. Davis, time to throw here. Now he rolls out to the right, has a defender coming. Davis floats it up into quadruple coverage, and it's knocked away. Dangerous play, and it was Eli Riley who tipped the ball away there.
Great defense by Eli Riley. And Davis has got to throw that ball on rhythm. When you hold the ball like that and then you roll to the right, there's too much improvisation, too much improvising. You got to run that play. If that's a slant, you got to throw that ball on time. When you hold the ball and you run around, it becomes street ball, but you tend to make mistakes like that. So that's a big stop for Norwell. And let's see if Norwell now has some momentum to maybe go down and tie this game up.
Yeah, we're sure the message at halftime was get a stop here, and that's what they did, and now they'll take over on offense. I think Riley could have had a touchdown there if he really, or an interception if he really wanted it, as the handoff to the left is to Ringer, gets some positive yards, pushes the pile forward up near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and they love to run that counter with Ringer, but that's Cam Johnson that time. That Concordia defense is too fast back into those holes. And I just don't think that counter and that trap game is there for Norwell because Concordia's in those holes so fast. So big play here, and we kind of saw it towards the second quarter. Norwell had some success throwing the football a little bit, and they're going to have to do that.
We're sure all week Concordia was definitely preparing for a lot of running tonight, and as you mentioned, Norwell has had some success throwing the ball there as we have laundry all over the field. It's going to be a false start on Norwell, and that's going to back them up.
And those are the penalties that cripple Norwell. You don't have a play. Now what's it going to be, Rex? 2nd and 12? That's a big penalty for Norwell. Another quick update up on the Summit City platform. I'm happy to report Homestead has scored. It's Noblesville 13, Homestead 7. Homestead's driving again in the second quarter, so hopefully our Spartans are waking up in that game.
Yeah, football games are so long. They got a lot of time there, and they can put up points on the board in a hurry.
Yeah, they sure can, especially with that quarterback of theirs.
We'll see what Norwell comes up with here on 2nd and 12 after the false start pushed him back 5 yards. Slipping is Riley and falling down, and he just holds onto the ball down by contact, and now that's going to bring up 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, and they're in big trouble with this drive, and you got to play within your base, and when you drop like that, you got to be disciplined on your drops not to get too wide. That time his drop was just so wide that, he lost his footing and went down, and I thought everybody was covered on the play there too. I was curious to see where he was going to go with the football, but now they're in big trouble. It's 3rd and 19. I bet they'll probably run a draw here, Rex.
And now if you're Concordia, if you can get a stop here, don't let them get positive yards, win the field position game as they do have a little handoff here. Well defended, though, for no gain. Concordia all over it. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that's a great defensive play by Concordia, and that's the linebacker, Matt Gagline. He stays home and makes that tackle, and you said it. Concordia tackle well, get off the field, and get the ball back. So let's see if Vanderbosch can do something on this punt return, and let's see if Davis can kind of shake out of it a little bit and get going for Concordia.
Cooper Harris got in there on that tackle as well. Riley does everything for this Norwell team back to punt now, but all of his punts tonight have been a little low. Haven't really had a chance in the return game. The snap was high this time as Riley kicks it away, probably his best one of the night, but again, no chance for a return as it will roll down to the 30-yard line in Concordia territory.
Norwell's lucky. It's a good thing Riley has some hops and some hands, so he climbs the ladder to get that ball, and that's a great play to get that punt off. So, good field position now for Norwell to get that punt. And if I'm Coach Manigault, this is where I put my arm around Davis, and he's patting his back right now, and I say, look, you're my quarterback, okay? I believe in you. We're in good shape. Look at the scoreboard. We're ahead 14-7. Just run the plays and distribute the ball. That's all I want you to do.
Yeah, Davis has had some trouble throwing over the middle tonight. I mean, as a football player, you got to lead that receiver because you're putting him in dangerous situations sometimes for some big hits. And if you throw it behind him, potential for interceptions.
Yeah, and you can't be late over the middle.
Davis comes back out onto the field, handoff to Drew this time, who runs right over right tackle, gets a couple of positive yards, and that'll bring up second down, 7:20 to go in this third quarter.
And that's okay. I pound away with Drew. Maybe I come back with that reverse that you like, Rex. Maybe I run some option game, but I keep the ball on the ground a little bit, and I'm careful. I try to get a gauge of my quarterback where his head's at and see what we can do.
Yeah, you can definitely get some positive yards with Drew. Has a very positive yards per carry average this season, as he did last season as well.
Yeah, big, strong back, one cut and go. Went over 1,000 yards last week, 13 touchdowns, had a great season.
Davis back to take the snap once again. Another handoff to Drew. Has some room here before Norwell closes that hole up pretty quickly.
That's great defense for Norwell. I thought Drew was going to run downhill and get in the secondary on that one. I'm so impressed with Rinkenberger, number 9 for Norwell, at the linebacker position. Only a junior, 6'1", 177. And those are the prospects. If Rinkenberger can get that weight up to about 205, 210, he could be a force on the next level because his instincts to read and react are phenomenal.
Brings up 3rd and 5 now for Concordia. Line to gain is the 40-yard line.
It's a big play. It feels like, Norwell might be able to do something on offense, but if Concordia can go down and get a touchdown, it's going to be tough for Norwell. This is a huge third down.
Davis takes the snap back. Drew up there to block. Throws over the middle. Has Vanderbosch with some room to run. Has the first down. Gets all the way up near midfield.
Well done. And that time Davis is patient in the pocket, and they run the square into the outside receiver, Rex. So that time Davis lets the play develop, and Vanderbosch runs a nice route, and Davis just puts the ball on the numbers. Excellent play. Just a simple square in to the outside receiver, and Concordia converts. Very efficient.
Yeah, nice conversion there for Concordia. Now we'll see if that gives them an opportunity to go back to Drew here on first round, go back to the ground and pound, try and run that clock and push that ball down the field. Davis takes the snap. Check down to Drew. Has a lot of room here. Has the first down and more. Drew refusing to go down all the way down near the 30-yard line before he is run out of bounds.
That's a great play call. They run Vanderbosch in motion. Norwell has to respect Vanderbosch, and they run the screen and just check the ball down to Drew on the backside, and that's a great play call. I'm telling you, Manigault is a master with the play calls. I mean, I love to come out and do Concordia games because I'm always curious, how's he going to adjust his play calling. That's a great play call, and it's an easy pass for Davis, and it puts your kids in a position to succeed.
Here comes that Concordia offense, 1st and 10. Trips to the right for Davis this time. Single coverage at the top of your screen. Throws right, screen pass to Vanderbosch is dropped.
Woo!
That might be a late hit there.
That's just being aggressive. I tell you, that Joel Rinkenberger, he's going to come hit you. And Vanderbosch is trying to figure out if he dropped that ball or not. It reminds me, I had an old high school coach that said, don't stand around piles, because you're going to get hit. That time Vanderbosch gets absolutely hammered. And I tell you, that Ringenberger, he chases from that linebacker position, and he'll put his pads on you.
Yeah, he got cracked from both sides there.
That's football. It's cold out there. You go back to the huddle, and you get your bell rung on that one. So Norwell's playing hard. Norwell's desperate to get a stop here. So let's see what Coach Manigault dials up on this play.
Been a nice close game so far tonight. Here comes the Concordia Cadets. 2nd and 10 now. Davis rolling to the right, looking to throw. Going to go deep, headed towards the end zone in double coverage, and it is intercepted.
Wow. It looked like it's picked off. Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
And Davis gets hammered on the play. And Davis, again, on that play, Rex, they run the play action. He has the receiver to the flat. That's the play. That's your first option. Take the gimme. You don't need to go deep in the double coverage. Davis elects, he looks at the flat and elects not to throw it. Instead, he's going to throw the ball in the end zone for Cam Johnson. And I thought that was Eli Riley that made the interception. We'll check it and see. but he threw it in the double coverage. You don't need the gamble. You have to understand situational football. You're up 14-7. You're driving. Take the route in the flat, Rex, and get the first down. It's a huge mistake.
I did get a check on that. It was Luke Graft with the interception, so another good play for him for Norwell tonight.
I tell you got the eagle eyes up here. You don't miss much up here, but good call on that. But, Davis has got to be smart. That's 4 turnovers. And, again, you put your defense back out there. The defense has bailed them out. But, again, Norwell's one big play away from tying this up. So check that ball down. Throw that ball to the flat and take that play. Now, that's the first one. If I'm Coach Manigault, I'm upset about that. I'm not happy about that decision.
Meanwhile, Norwell got to be thinking down 14-7. Not crucial right now, but that missed field goal earlier in the game could play a factor coming down late in the game here.
That's a great point because that looked like one of those Bears kickers putting it off the uprights that first half, and that'd be big if you're only down 4, but Norwell's got to be brave, and at some point Norwell has to find a couple of more pass plays they can go back to, and Coach Gerber's got to have the guts to throw that ball, and I'd work it to the sideline. They haven't had much luck throwing it to the middle of the field, but they've had some luck throwing it to the short side, so that's what I do if I'm Norwell here.
I don't know. I think mentioning kickers anytime around Chicago fans is a very sore subject. Here comes Riley, takes the snap, looking to throw, has a man. It is completed, and that's enough for a first down.
That's exactly what you have to do, and that's a hook. And what makes it effective is Riley plants the back leg, and he throws the ball on time. That's all you need if you're Norwell in your controlled passing game. You just got to be able to throw that hook and occasionally throw a fade, and Riley can do that. So he shows you he plants the back leg and throws a strike, and Norwell's in business now.
Yeah, if you're Norwell, you got to think you've done your job. You've gotten stops on defense. You still got plenty of time here, and you're only down a touchdown. Here comes Riley with the handoff to the fullback there. Gets 2 yards, maybe. Big pile.
Looked like that was maybe Walker that ran the ball that time, Rex, but that was a quick hitter, but pretty good job on that defensive line for Concordia to stop that.
It was indeed Sam Walker that got the carry that dime for Norwell.
You hate to do it because your game plan is to run the ball on first down, but I'm telling you, from an old quarterback, it's much easier to throw the ball on first down than when it's 3rd and long.
Absolutely. Brings up 2nd and 7 now for Norwell. See what they bring out on this play. Coming up on 2:55 to go in this third quarter. Walker in motion, gets the pitch to the right, and he'll be stopped for about maybe a yard.
Yeah, and you just got to run away from Cam Johnson's side. Cam Johnson doesn't make the tackle, but the defensive end coming up field drives the play to the inside, and Concordia is awesome at linebacker on the inside with Gagline and Hudson. So Cam Johnson doesn't make the tackle, but he turns the play in. And if I'm Norwell, I try to stay away from Johnson's side. He did a good job last week against Mahoney. So let's see what Norwell does here. You're 3rd and long. Let's see. Maybe you can throw another hook to the outside, but this is going to be a big play.
As we do get a timeout here.
Timeout is taken
by Norwell. For Norwell, for the Knights, it seems like in their game plan tonight, there's a concerted effort to get Sam Walker the ball.
Yeah, he's a senior. It's a sectional. It's a huge game. Very experienced player. And talking to Coach Gerber before the game, one of their tougher players, Rex.
They're going to take a timeout here. It is 3rd down. They want to get the right play, make sure that they keep moving the sticks, keep the ball here. What do you think they come out with?
I'd come back and I'd run that hook again. They've had some success with that. I think he's done a nice job planting his back leg. I also like the screen. They ran it to the middle screen last time that wasn't good. I think if you throw the screen possibly to the wide side here, and if your quarterback, Riley, can be patient, you could have a big play, so we'll see. I imagine the safe play is the hook because they've had some success with the timing of that, but this is a big play here. I understand why Coach Gerber burnt the timeout because he feels like we're almost through the 3rd quarter. Man, if they could convert on here and keep the drive going, you got a shot.
For Norwell, it would definitely be very positive. Momentum would shift to them if they can get a score here on this drive. 3rd and 8. Riley under center, has a man in motion. Takes the snap now, drops back to pass. Little screen pass over the middle. but Concordia all over it. Maybe a 2-yard gain there.
Yeah, and it just really didn't get a chance to develop. Gagline jumps the route, and on that screen, you almost got to give it a couple more steps to let that set. But, Concordia is awesome at linebacker. They got linebackers that chase all over. So give Concordia the credit. You got to punt the ball here. And if I'm Vanderbosch, I'm looking to make a play on special teams for Concordia.
And I've been wondering all night with Riley back there punting if eventually maybe the fake punt comes out. Always an option. High snap there, though, and Riley's going to kick it away.
Yeah, and that's not bad. Good field position for Concordia. So now if I'm Coach Manigal, I lay the law down here. I love you, Brandon Davis. One more mistake, you're going to the bench. And they have a backup quarterback in Jackson Valentine who's a baseball player, and he's a very talented kid. So I say, look, it's the sectionals. We've rode you all year long. You do any more freelancing, you're going to the bench. And that's what I would say if I'm Coach Manigal. My patience would be over because Brandon Davis, 1,800 yards, 16 touchdown passes, 4 turnovers tonight. Too much freelancing, Rex.
And if that is the message, then you see how Davis then operates under pressure.
Yeah, we're going to find out because if I was Manigal, I'd be in his shorts right now.
On the punt, it took a Concordia bounce up to the 37. Pressure was coming, and incomplete pass. Davis just had to get rid of it.
Wow, look at that. Look at the barking. Oh,
yeah.
You got some barking going on. And now, I tell you what, they're playing hard. That was the quarterback,
Yeah.
Eli Wright. Yeah, I love that, man. You got to love it when quarterbacks talk trash on defense. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Man, quarterbacks talking on defense. But be careful, don't get a flag because Coach Gerber will make you walk home. You have to walk home on that. But isn't that interesting? Norwell feels like now they feel like Davis might be rattled, so all of a sudden they're blitzing their safeties.
Trying to get in his head a little bit.
Oh,
Quarterback
yeah.
on quarterback action there. Davis tried to give Riley a little bit of a shove, too, so he needs to get calm, cool, and collected here.
Absolutely. This is a big drive, and Davis, good quarterback. Come on, make some good decisions. Play within yourself.
2nd and 10, minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Davis takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to go deep. He's thrown into coverage, and it is almost caught. Also almost intercepted. It was going in the direction of Grossman.
Yeah, and right now Davis is just kind of throwing it up. I thought Grossman was going to steal it because he's such a good athlete. But again, Eli Riley rolls over and makes the play, Rex. And again, Davis's fundamentals are kind of breaking down too because that ball was low, and he didn't get any push on that ball. So, man, I come back, and I tell you, maybe Concordia really needs to come back and just run with Drew. Now you're 3rd and 10. You're forced to throw it. But I would be very, very careful. I might even burn a timeout if I'm here with Concordia and talk to my quarterback and say, look, just don't make a mistake.
Grossman was essentially playing defense there, had to come back to it and try and jump over Riley to get it. Here comes the pitch to Drew. Going to run to the right. Gets up near the 40, but will be well short of the first down.
I like the play call. They ran the option game to the wide side. I thought Drew was going to get the corner. And again, Eli Riley makes a big play to make the tackle. So now a chance to punt again. And Tommy's been watching that Norwell punt team turn their back to the punter. And I tell you, Concordia's got a very athletic punter, so this might be your chance maybe to try that fake punt here, Rex. We've seen that opportunity all night long.
And, Concordia won't shy away from stuff like that either.
Boy, it was there, Rex. I mean, they kind of turned and ran, and it was there for Concordia, but Concordia's just content right now to play defense. And, man, we thought we might see some fireworks the second half, but we didn't see anything in the third quarter. Just both defenses really sucking it up and playing tough. And I really think Norwell, though, Rex, they got to throw the ball a little bit on first down to open things up.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. And for Concordia, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The
Exactly.
defense is working for them right now.
You're right. The defense is working. You're absolutely right. If you're Concordia, play that gap defense, get up there and make some tackles.
So Riley comes back out, takes the snap, looking to throw on first down, as you said, has his man. It is Graft, and that is converted.
That's what you have to do. So what they did is they spread Concordia out with a little bit of a receiver package, and it's the hook again. And Riley throws a nice ball on that hook, and by doing it, now you're second and short. Now your whole playbook opens up. So sometimes, I know you're a power rushing attack. You average 5.5 yards per carry, but you got to throw that ball sometimes on first down.
It's good for a 9-yard gain as the clock will run out, and we will head to the fourth quarter. So we'll step aside and take a break. It is Concordia 14, Norwell 7 with the ball and driving when we come back on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
And welcome back. We'll get you some score updates right after this play. We got a lot of score updates for you. Of course, the headline is Homestead as here comes Riley dropping back, throwing deep, has his man. It is caught. That is Mason Dehoff. All the way down the field, and a great play to start the quarter for Norwell.
Yeah, good call, Rex. That was a nice play because that was the post on the inside to Dehoff. And I tell you what, Eli Riley for Norwell, when he gets in a rhythm, he can throw that football. So that's the post route, and Norwell's attacking on first down and second and short, throwing that football, backing Concordia up.
Yeah, Riley has thrown on time, on target when he's had to tonight as he's in shotgun once again, looking to throw once again on 1st and 10. Now he's got some room up the middle. He's going to try and run, gets past some defenders. Here he goes past the 30 up to the 25-yard line, does Riley.
Yeah, and that's a big hit at the end. He fell on that shoulder. Looks like he's going to be okay, but that might slow him down a little bit on that shoulder, but that's good recognition. When you have man-to-man out there and everybody's covered, you always have the ability to run the ball, and Riley's been a threat this year. We talked about 6.5 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns, so Concordia has to account for him when he's in the pocket. It's tough to play that man-to-man when the quarterback can run.
Yeah, I was just going to say we've talked about his running ability. When he's throwing the way he is, that opens up the field for him a little more.
Absolutely.
Here comes Riley once again, looking to throw once again. Looking right, has his man at the 20. It is caught, and that is Walker.
Yeah, Walker, and that's going to be a first down. And you feel the momentum and the timing of Norwell now. They're getting in, getting out of the huddle. They're throwing the ball, and all of a sudden it feels like their offense is moving faster. That's the rhythm you need in your quarterback, and you've got to be a threat. And you complete a couple of passes, all of a sudden the quarterback feels it, and everybody else gets going.
Yep, picking up that tempo a little bit. Here they come right to the line of scrimmage once again. Ringer in the backfield. And the handoff is to him. He's got some room up the middle. He runs, and can he go all the way? No, he can't. Gets down inside the 10 near the 5-yard line. Ringer, good run there.
Yeah, best run of the night. And now you see the threat throwing the ball allows you to come back and run your big back to the middle of the field. Now you're down at the 6-yard line. You're in the red zone, a chance to score, and Concordia is back on their heels. So nice job by Norwell. Good drive by Coach Gerber, and more importantly, maybe good play calling from the coaches of Norwell.
This has been a solid drive here for Norwell after they took over. Here comes Riley once again looking to throw left. Now he's going to run. He has some room, just aiming towards the pylon, and he's going to get tackled short of the end zone.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get that close, but he makes a great effort, puts the ball out. He's going to be down about the 1-yard line, looks like, Rex. You got better eyes than me, but good recognition to tuck that football and to get down. So let's see. Now it's a huge play. You're in the fourth quarter now, playoff football. Now do you run the big house backfield? Let's see what Concordia, who can make a play for Concordia on defense.
Had a good play just a moment ago to get the stop. Riley may keep it himself here. Going to hand it off, and is he in? That is Walker, and he is in.
That's a great effort. Concordia submarines the defensive tackles. Walker gets hit in the backfield, but's got the balance to stretch that ball out. And wow, how about Norwell? Here comes the Knights. How about that for a response in that drive starting the fourth quarter? And you felt like Concordia might wear Norwell out with their size. Not so fast. Maybe Norwell's starting to wear Concordia out, Rex.
And again, I talk about it a lot tonight, but Sam Walker, he's the name we weren't talking about coming into this game, and there's been a concerted effort to get him the ball, and there it was as we are now tied at 14.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and you talked about before the game you liked Walker, with the size and the toughness and being the senior, and Coach Gerber felt good about his leadership. But, man, he has made some plays tonight. And how about the quarterback play on that drive by Eli Riley? And I tell you, you look across the scoreboard, it's something else. Look at the Summit City platform. Homestead's down at halftime 13-7. Who would have thought that? Carroll is just knocking Snyder all over the field, 28-10. Lures and Eastside are tied at 6. Dwanger's rolling 28-14, and Northrop's rolling 17-0 at the half. And this one's 14-all. So I tell you, if you would have said, Joe, who do you like tonight? What are some of the predictions? I don't think I would have gave you some of those results, but that's why it makes it so much fun.
That's the beauty of sports. You never know what in the world is going to happen. Homestead being down, who saw that one coming?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they get a whole half of football to get that corrected. But what do you think now, Rex? Can Concordia answer? A big drive by Norwell. They have all the momentum. It's 14-all. Brandon Davis has been up and down. Can Concordia answer? And maybe you go back to Amir Drew again and try to get him established.
Well, you talk about Concordia wanting Belmont tonight. This is the moment right here. They feel like there's unfinished business from last year. They got to own it right here.
Kind of feels like Belmont tonight a little bit, doesn't it, Rex?
It's back and forth, close. I think it was 14-13 last year, so we're close to that as the ball is fielded and there's some room to run, getting up to about the 27-yard line.
It's a great play. Norwell.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, and Norwell so disciplined. That's a great play. They stay in their lanes and run downfield and make the tackle. And it looked like that was Jace Cheney that made that tackle. But I tell you, Josh Gerber's done a nice job. 2 wins last year. He's up to 5 wins. If he can win this game, this would be a huge breakthrough for their program. But Norwell's not the biggest, but they're like their coach. They're tough, they're physical, and extremely disciplined.
And I don't want to harp on it, but if you joined us late, Norwell had the missed field goal in the first half.
Yeah.
You'd be up 17-14 right now with all the momentum. Here comes Davis in that Concordia offense. The handoff to Drew, runs over left tackle. Nothing going there.
No, nothing going there. And that defense we've mentioned them so much. Cale Gray gets off the block and makes the tackle. And, boy, you feel like any moment Drew would break through. But Norwell, just with a 3-man front, just seems to be filling those holes and those backers for Norwell. That 3-4 is working pretty good. I thought that 3-4 would have some holes and Concordia would be able to exploit it. But, man, with the strength of those backers and the size up front, Norwell's holding up nice.
Yeah, in the run game, they've held up great. Every play that Drew's had a little bit of room to run that's been on little screen plays and check downs. Nothing really going in the run game. Here comes Davis looking to throw. He's looking left. He has Grossman all by himself up near the 40 now, and he will get run out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, nice play. Davis checks the ball down. Take what the defense gives you. It's not complicated. Norwell wants to respect the speed Concordia has on the outside, throw the ball on time, and take what the defense gives you. And if you do that, you get a chance to really get a good drive here. So big first down, and they move the chains. And I tell you, this is a fast game. We're down to 8 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's flew by, and I beg your pardon. I said Grossman. That was Jaden Parnan. We haven't said his name yet tonight.
Yeah, Parnan's a good player, too, and he comes in. He's got 13 catches and a touchdown, so just take what the defense gives you.
Here comes that spread offense again, this time a little fake and end around. It looks like Vander Bosch and Norwell just stuffs it. They are all over it. Heck of a play there.
That's a heck of a play by Riley from the safety position. They were ready for that reverse that time. Riley runs upfield. Gray gets off the block, and that's a huge defensive stop for Norwell. Man, here comes Norwell. Now it's danger time for Concordia, second and long. be careful with the football here. Don't force it.
We've seen 4 turnovers tonight from Brandis Davis. For the Knights, if they pull this thing out, I mean, Riley, what hasn't he done tonight?
Oh, he's done everything, and he's been just as good on defense as he has been on offense.
2nd and 14. Trips to the left. Single coverage up top. Here comes Davis. Has the pressure coming. He's going to keep it himself and will just get run out of bounds behind the chains. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Concordia here, is what you're going to call the danger zone.
This is danger zone because this is where you make the mistakes. How about Norwell? They dial up the safety blitz. They bring Riley. It's a great call. They bring Riley to the wide side, chase Davis out of bounds to the short side. Fantastic situational defense. Now, what do you run here if you're Concordia? You know, what I'd do is I'd run trips on the left, Rex, and I'd come back. You got one-on-one on the short side. Run the post to your best receiver, maybe Grossman or Vanderbosch. But I tell you what, good job on this Norwell defense. They get a stop here. They get the ball back probably with about 7 minutes left and a chance to win this game.
Yeah, you got to think with the self-inflicted turnovers and the defense that Norwell may be getting in Davis's head a little bit here tonight, as here they come on 3rd and 13. Davis takes a snap, trips to the left just like you called, Joe, and Davis is looking to throw long, passes up into double coverage, tipped and incomplete.
Yeah, and that was great coverage by Norwell. Davis rolled to the left. I wish he would have come back to the wide side post because they had one-on-one coverage up top to the post. Run your trips to the left. Bring the safety over with your eyes. Come back to that post. But, hey, hats off to Norwell. Great defense. And now let's see how these teams handle the special teams play. But how about all the momentum for Norwell? And what a different second half we're watching, Rex.
Yeah, if you're Concordia, you just can't gamble here and try and go for it on 4th down. You got to punt this away and try and do what you've been doing on defense. As the snap is low, they're thinking about it. They had a chance to fake once again. Do not take it. And a fair catch up at the 34-yard line.
Boy, Tommy's been calling for that all night, and I tell you what, that would have been so tempting to run it there. You had blockers in front of you. You think you can make the I tell you, the only problem, though, is if you don't get it, Rex, that's a lonely run to the sideline to get Manigill, huh? If you get stopped, but it looked like maybe he could have got it. But, you know, fair catch for Norwell on the special teams. Nice job. You control the field position. Now, 69 yards for a sectional championship for Norwell. Can you put a drive together?
Yeah, and by the way, that was Grossman back there punting it. He's been doing it all night as we have a sloppy play here by Norwell.
Wow.
To go back to my point, Vanderbosch was punting early on in the season, and then I think it was a kind of a small injury in the Homestead game where they switched to Grossman, and now Grossman's been doing that work ever since. He was tempted. I was tempted for him. I wanted him to run.
Yeah, you could see in his mind, he was like, do I? And I know he thought in the back of his mind, if I don't get this, Manigill, he might just run me to the other end of town. But, boy, Norwell's lucky. They had a mistake on that handoff and almost fumbled that ball away.
Almost fumbled away. Brings up 2nd and 13, 7:10 to go. Riley looking to throw. Pressure coming. Now Riley's going to roll out. He throws to no one, and that is incomplete. Just gets rid of it.
Yeah, and that big first down, that fumble on the first down really has hurt them now on this drive. Riley was rolling to his left. He was trying to get that ball out to DeHoff, hoping DeHoff would get upfield. But Concordia's secondary's tough, done a good job. So now it's kind of danger time for Norwell. You're 3rd and 13. If you're Riley, you got to be careful what windows you're throwing in here for Norwell because Vanderbosch is a long player in the secondary that can make a play.
Vanderbosch already 2 picks tonight. One of them went all the way for 6 points. Riley got to go to the air here, looking to throw. Goes deep, single coverage, and it is intercepted by Concordia. No, it's dropped. It looked like Vanderbosch had it in his hands. I believe that was Vanderbosch. The ball came loose.
Yeah, great defense out there, step for step with the receiver. And I thought Concordia was going to come up with the interception. I understand Riley's just trying to put the ball out there on the fade. How about the Concordia secondary stepping up on that drive? So now Norwell has to punt, and now you got a chance for Concordia to maybe get some field position here and maybe do something with your offense.
It was Vanderbosch, by the way, Cam Vanderbosch.
Yeah,
had his first interception earlier this year. Both the Vanderbosch, they are exceptional players for this Concordia team.
Yeah, they are a great family, and it's nice to see a couple of brothers be able to experience high school football together.
And now thought it was going to be a fake punt for just a moment. As Jalen will field it, he'll pick it up with one hand. Athletic play there, kind of dangerous though. And
that's gutsy.
Wow.
That's swag. That's swag.
Yeah.
When you got it's 14-all with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Your team has been plagued by turnovers, and you run to the back and you grab that ball with one hand.
Just take a look at it here. Just reached out and grabbed it. That's a bold move.
Sometimes you're just good. You know it, right? But, man, if he drops that ball, woo, man, that was gutsy.
That's the long walk back to the sideline.
Wow, especially after all the other turnovers. So let's see. So, you know what I do if I'm Manigault? I try to get him the football because, you know what, if he's feeling that, let's get him the football on offense, right?
Yeah, let's see here. Play clock down to 14, 6:50 to go here in this fourth quarter. Whoever comes out on top is playing for a sectional championship next week. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage there. Great defensive play by Norwell.
I've never seen Drew bottled up like this at the point of attack. And that's Joel Rinkenberger again filling that hole and making that tackle. I see you out there, Joel, making that play. That's a heck of a play. And, man, Norwell is extremely underrated at linebackers. Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, I heard the ball
2nd
was good out in the county, Rex. And I tell you, we had DeKalb and New Haven. And that was a physical game, but I'm impressed with Norwell.
This has been a great matchup so far tonight, tied at 14-all. Just a little more than 6 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Here comes Davis. Time to throw. Now he's going to move out of the pocket. Has his man completed for a positive gain.
That's good defense for Norwell to get out there. Concordia is extremely lucky. There was a hold on the defensive end that time. That was Gray that was held, but nice job by Davis to get that ball out to Kindig. Kindig's a good ball player, Rex, and quickly a couple scores. Dwanger's up now 35-14, so they're putting it on north side, and Snyder responded with their first drive after halftime, 28-17, so some of that Snyder pride maybe getting them going.
Should be a good matchup there between the Panthers and the Chargers. We've got a good one here. Here comes Davis taking the snap, has trips to the right, looking left, though. Throws towards Kindig once again, has his man up by the 30, tackled down by the 25-yard line. Very positive play for Concordia.
Yeah, it's a great pass out there that time to Kindig. Kindig runs a great route, and that's what you expect out of your seniors, 5'7", 145. And Kindig will make those big catches, and Davis hangs in that pocket. That was the best throw of the night from Davis, so Davis steps up and makes a big throw. So huge conversion on third down. Bookmark that. That was a huge play in this game.
Yeah, Kindig has a knack of finding the openings to the outside near the sidelines, and that was a great example of it there. Here comes Davis once again. 1st and 10, looking right, throws the screen pass to Vanderbosch, gets some room up near another first down.
Yeah, and Norwell's backing off on the wide receivers. And Coach Manigault sees that, so he continues to attack that with the screen game. So that's good play call. That's an 8-yard play on first down, Rex. So that sets up your run game. So now maybe if you're Concordia, I run the ball a little bit. I slow down, take my time, try to be a little bit more methodical, and make sure I get this ball in the end zone.
And that's about the 4th or 5th time they've run that screen play to Vanderbosch tonight. The first time it's really been successful for positive yardage. Here comes Davis once again, looking to take the lead here. Handoff to Drew up the middle. Nice little cut and run. Good positive yardage. Moves the sticks once again.
Yeah, nice run. Drew makes the cut and falls forward and gets the positive yardage. So you're right, Rex. It moves the sticks, and that clock's ticking. And so just take your time. Run the plays. I worked the ball to the outside here. You got mismatches outside with Johnson and Vanderbosch and Grossman. Take advantage of it. But I tell my quarterback, be careful with this football.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is where you've got to be smart. They've had some turnovers tonight that would be very costly where you're at right now in the red zone to give it up once again. Here comes Davis in shotgun, takes a snap, hands off to Drew. Once again, a little cut to the right. Drew stays on his feet, trying to push for more yardage before he's knocked down after getting about 3-4 yards.
That's a great effort. I thought Norwell had him in the backfield, and Drew makes that cut and drags tacklers for an extra few yards. So good effort and good push, and that's the difference between 2nd and maybe 7 or 8 versus 2nd and 10. So good effort by Drew. And I tell you, this is where it'd be real tempting to run a boot pass here, but I would make sure it's a very careful pass.
For Concordia right now, you can probably feel there is something happening here. Some points on the board gives you the lead. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Let that thing bleed as much as you can. As Davis is set to take the snap here, and he's looking to throw, has a man, and it is out of the hands of Vanderbosch.
And that never happens. That was touchdown for Concordia. That was a great pass by Davis. And Vanderbosch, what's interesting, he ran such a good route on that he just totally faked out the Norwell player, and Davis was on time. Davis has been late tonight with the football. Davis is on time, and when Vanderbosch turns around, you never see that. Drops the ball. That's a huge missed opportunity for Concordia. Norwell's got to be breathing a sigh of relief on that.
Yeah, brings up 3rd and 8 now. Vanderbosch right through the hands. That was a sure 6 points if he would have hauled that one in. Clock sits at 3:24, stopped with the incomplete pass. It is the 4th quarter, tied at 14. Here's Davis looking to throw. He's got pressure. He's got to run. Will he get up to the first down? It's going to be very close.
He's going to be about a yard short. The good news for Concordia, the ball's in the middle of the field. It's going to be 4th and 1, I think, Rex, if my eagle eyes are good. Do you kick the field goal here? Or do you go? You got to kick the field goal here. You got to kick the field goal. You got the ball at the 5-yard line. You're in the middle of the field. You got to kick the field goal.
I have to agree. It's hard to not kick the field goal because if you don't convert on 4th down, you're going to be scratching your head for a long time.
Absolutely, and I think it's so difficult for Norwell to string a drive together throwing the football. There's only 2 minutes left. He's thinking about it. He burned a timeout because he didn't want to rush it, and he's debating it and thinking about it. I kicked the field goal. Tommy says you go for it. 2.5 minutes left. Norwell, they've thrown the ball at times well tonight, but your defense is good. Your secondary is good. Norwell's limited on defense, Rex. I kicked the field goal.
Yeah, I mean, they've won at the line of scrimmage, but you've got to think at the same time with Amir Drew on your team, you should be able to convert that.
Well, that's what Tommy's yelling behind me. Tommy's like, you got to, as Tommy always says, you have a good back with good feet, you run him. I kick the field goal here if it's me, if I'm Concordia, because I think my defense can stop them. I believe in my defense.
It's the safe, smart play. And you know what? If you don't score, you got your defense.
Correct. Eastside just scored, so now it's Eastside 13, Lure 6, late in the 4th quarter, and they got the ball back and they're driving again. So we'll see if Lures can get them stopped, but Eastside starting to really take control of that football game.
Here comes Joe Gutman for the lead. Kick is up, and it is
got it.
Good.
It's good.
Concordia takes the lead 17-14 with 2:34 to go.
How about that kick, Rex? Just a little bit of pressure, and he absolutely nails it. It's the right decision. Now, play defense. Can Norwell make a drive in 2 minutes on you with their pass game? I don't think so, but we'll see. Yeah, and here comes Snyder. 28-10 at the half. You knew Snyder was going to have a talk at halftime. You knew Coach Tittman was going to pound his chest at halftime, and here comes Snyder. Carroll 28, Snyder 24, so a great game across town. Again, Eastside taking control against Lures 13-6. Dwanger's up 35-14. Last report at halftime, it was 13-7 Noblesville, 17-0 Northrop up in Goshen. So great games tonight up on the Summit City platform.
And here at Concordia, Joe Gutman puts his team up 3 points. They don't always go to him. They like to go for it on 4th down a lot, but they can depend on him when they need him, and he came through right there.
Yeah, he sure did. And now if you're Eli Riley, do you have a drive in you? These are the drives that you're remembered for when you play high school football. So can Norwell put a drive together? And this play right here is big to get a good kick return.
As the kick is up, it'll be bouncing in a great bounce here. Uh-oh. This could be trouble for Norwell. Now a couple of plays, but they're going to be pinned all the way down inside the 10-yard line at the 9 as the ball bobbled and got past I believe, number 10, Jace Cheney.
Yeah, and that up back for Norwell has got to catch that football or go get it. See, the up back let that ball bounce. The up back has to run, Rex, and go catch that ball. He catches that ball. He's going to catch it about the 25 or 30. He'll probably go down at the 35. Now you're 1st and 10, all the way back on what, the 10-yard line and 2.5 minutes left. Man, we'll see if Norwell has any passing attack to pull this off.
2:27 to go in the game. What does Norwell have in store? Can Concordia come up on defense? First pass is complete up near a first down, a 9-yard gain.
Nice on the slant. He goes down and fumbles the ball, but he definitely was down on that. But that was timing for Riley to muscle that football out there. Looked like maybe that was Graff.
It was, yep.
That made that catch, but good timing for Norwell. You got to hurry.
Another catch for Graft. Here comes Riley once again, looking to throw. Once again throws, and intercepted by Concordia. A third interception for them tonight. I believe that is Cam Johnson coming up with the huge play for the Cadets.
That's a great play because what Concordia did is they dropped a couple of extra guys in coverage, Rex, and that's been their strength this year as their secondary. So Manigault kicks the field goal and plays to his strength, and he gets the turnover on defense. And Norwell's just not comfortable having to throw that football every single play. So Manigault plays to the strengths, and it pays off. And now maybe this is where Tommy wants his big power rushing game, and that's what I do with Concordia. I give the ball to Drew every play here.
Have to give credit where credit was due. That was Sam Hudson, the junior linebacker, with that interception there.
Yeah, and he was second-team all-conference, and I felt like he could have been all-conference. 53 tackles, 12.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and maybe the biggest play of the year so far right there for Concordia.
And Concordia here just hand the ball off to Drew.
And that's all you want. Just keep the ball, 2 hands on the football, and just make sure you go down. In situational football, hammer away. Don't worry about the touchdown. Just keep moving that ball forward. So really, again, a game of turnovers, and Concordia gets the big one towards the end, Rex.
And we thought it might be them who make a couple mistakes here tonight, and Norwell would try and take advantage, as Norwell does take a timeout to stop the clock at 1:50. Concordia sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, and Carroll finally stops the bleeding. Carroll gets a touchdown to go up 35-24, so Snyder cut that game to 28-24. Carroll gets the answer now, so a lot of great games up on the platform, and I tell you, some really competitive games tonight. Some of these games we thought teams would really kind of flex their muscles, and we haven't seen that. But now if you're Norwell here, you got to get a stop and burn your timeouts, but Concordia, you're 4 yards away from taking a knee here. So get a good run the ball to Drew, and see if you can get this first down.
And I hate to bring it up once again, but I brought it up then, so I'll bring it up one more time. That missed field goal.
It's huge. Yeah, it was huge.
I said that might come down to be the difference tonight, and right now where it's a 3-point game, it'd be 17-17.
17-17, and you wouldn't have had to been forced to throw the ball. If you're Norwell, you could have maybe slowly run your offense and not be pressure to push the ball down the field for that interception.
Davis will surely hand the ball off to Drew once again here, try and get that first down and start taking some knees. Drew gets the handoff, gets up near the marker. We'll see where they mark him at the 9-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close, maybe 3rd and 1, but good push up front. Norwell's held up pretty good with that defensive line, but that's a good push up front. So here's your play of the game. Get third and 4th down coming up. See if they can get it on 3rd down, then he can take a knee.
Yeah, Norwell will take their final timeout of the game here with 1:46 to go. This has been a fun game.
It's been fun. I tell you, the momentum swings in this game with the turnovers, but, the strength of Concordia's defense has been that secondary. It steps up when they need it, and Norwell's been game, though. A great effort for Norwell, and big 3rd down here. Concordia gets this first down. They're gonna get themselves a playoff win. So if you're Norwell, I'd shoot the gaps. I'd pinch as tight as I can, see if I can get a stop.
Concordia, if they get a win here tonight, they will play the winner between tonight's matchup of Peru and Heritage for the sectional championship. This is sectional number 27 next week.
Yeah, and Peru comes into that game 5-5. Heritage is 2-8. Peru's a big favorite in that game. I'll see if I can get you a score, but I'd be shocked if Peru didn't win that game.
1:46 to go. Both teams still in their huddles. Concordia in good position right now. It is 3rd and 2. They get a first down here. They can take knees and run out the clock. The minute 46 to go.
Feels like playoff football night, November 1st, and a little bit of chill in the air, and it feels like high school playoff football, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Got some frost this morning. The sun kind of warmed us up. Now we're chilly again.
I'm glad we weren't playing last night. That was brutal last night.
Oh, it was bad last night. Got a little bit of snow last night.
Yeah, we sure did.
Here comes the deciding play. Davis. And that is going to be it.
Change that snap count, and that's going to do it. And I tell you, that's a great time. That's a great decision by Davis to change that snap count. And it's shocking, an old quarterback sitting next to you. It's amazing how much that works, just changing that voice a little bit and changing that snap count. So that's probably going to be the ball game. And Peru's up right now in the fourth quarter, 37-7 over Heritage. So it'll be Peru next week, looking like maybe against Concordia.
Victory formation now for Concordia. Norwell should be out of timeouts. 1st and goal. And they'll take a couple knees here and run it out. So Concordia able to be solid tonight, limit the turnovers and the mistakes. They had a few of them, but they were able to capitalize on the other end.
Yeah, they overcame them because of their defense. You have a good secondary. You got playmakers on defense, and it felt like in that fourth quarter, Norwell stole the momentum, and Norwell was going to make a play. But I think that pass to Kindig, the senior receiver in the fourth quarter that got Concordia down the field was huge and got them some confidence to get that field goal.
If you're the Knights, you kind of have to feel like this Concordia team was feeling this time a year ago, sort of unfinished business, feeling like you let one get away.
Oh, totally. You feel like that. And, as far as Norwell, you only have 4 senior starters. So most of your team's young. You stepped up to 5 wins. But you're right, this is something to point to because you felt like, man, the fourth quarter, it felt like Norwell had them. And that Kindig pass was 3rd and 8. So you felt like if you're Norwell, man, you're one play away from getting the stop and getting the ball back. But, hey, how about Concordia? It was a tough night for Brandon Davis, but he responded when they needed him, Rex.
Yeah, Davis, 4 turnovers tonight, 2 lost fumbles, couple of interceptions. But in the end, he was able to make the big plays, get his team down the field, and that is it right there. Takes the knee. 20 seconds will run off the clock. Your final tonight, Concordia 17, Norwell 14. Concordia will move on to play Peru as long as they continue to lead and win that game next week for the sectional championship.
And Coach Manigal, again, over the last 4 years, Coach Manigal's 11-2 in the playoffs. He's a great coach, and tonight they kind of had to gut it out, but it's a win. And next week against Peru, Concordia will be heavily favored. But really, this next week of practice, there's some things on offense that Concordia needs to get fixed.
Absolutely. So they'll get to work on that. Of course, we'll bring you more coverage on our Facebook and YouTube page throughout the week on SummitCitySports.com as well. For Joe Walburn, I'm Rex Smith saying have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.